Yay, I made
There we
it.
go. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay.
Beautiful.
How's your
They
day
never
been?
pretty good, pretty good. Busy,
Good.
busy. I got a client that I'm trying to finish up a letter. Oh. Mm. And I'm not done. I got to do this and then get back with her.
Okay.
But
Cool.
all right. But we got the next 2 hours. I want to leave this in 2 hours where we have everything in place,
Okay.
including your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through everything from start to finish.
All right.
So let's
Where do
pick
we
up
want to start?
let's pick up with the assignment. Did you do the 10 on the supply chain and the 10 on the sales process?
No,
We can
I
we can
didn't
do
do
it
that.
right
I
now.
looked at partner.
Okay. We can do it right
Okay.
now. Just pull up a Word document,
All right. Let me.
pull up a Google Doc. I'm gonna have you pull
Mm-hmm.
it up
Yep.
since
Hold on.
it's
Let me put
yours.
it in the right spot. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'm gonna show you how you can post the link. You're gonna go to the share and you can take the link and give it to me, and then I can look at it.
Okay.
So pull it up first. Label the title. Um, um,
10 what? Supply.
just do um business supply chain. You can always rename it, but it
Uh-huh.
has it has to have a title for me to get the link. So just put whatever in the
Okay.
title field, and then all the way to the top right, there's a share button.
Yes, yes.
Click
Anyone with the
click
link, I
that.
got it.
Click that, and it asks you if you want to on restriction.
Uh-huh.
Click the restriction, and then it gives you a link. Anybody that
Yep.
sees the link, yeah. So take that link. There's a copy button to copy the link. Take that copy link and put it in WhatsApp.
Yes. Done. Done. Done.
Brilliant.
Okay.
And then now I can view it. Beautiful.
So,
Perfect.
yeah, what I actually did was I went back to the holistic care business model one that I had and
Okay.
just was thinking about my partners. I don't know
We're gonna do
if I
that
have
next. Like I said, we're
10
gonna go through
partners.
everything.
Okay.
We're gonna go
Okay.
through everything. So right now just put in like 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna share. Oh, you know
Well, I
what?
can see it.
I'm gonna send you a request.
Yeah, I can see it. So just
All right.
just just type in 1 through 10.
Okay.
Underneath that title, hit return and just do one. And you can do one because yeah, it'll automatically, yeah, exactly. Um, and then put 10 sales process and then do another 10.
Okay.
Hit return and then do another kind of title, like a header.
Like 10
10,
sales processes.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And then do
All
another
right.
10.
Copy this.
Yeah, copy the whole thing. That's perfect.
Okay.
Well, do this. Double click that 11.
Oh,
No, no, I
yeah.
got you. Double click that 11 and it'll ask you, and then right click it and it'll ask you if you want to start over.
Okay.
There you go.
Good.
Perfect. So this is what we have. All right. And now we're going to go through. I'm going to bring up the image, and we're just going through step by step. So where do we start with
Mhm.
you? Like who's a as we well, you know what our first thing is on
Mm.
our business process is
Hmm.
AI. Put an AI platform because that's where you're going to be getting your cures. That's where you're going to be getting any information on any kind of cures, any
Hmm.
statistics. So really, that's where everything starts because even like yesterday, you went through and you got those 10 different cures,
Hmm.
and you also get you're going to get the ailments and the cures. All of that's coming from AI. So AI
Hmm.
should be your point of contact in your business model. We start there, and then I want you to put ailments as number two. Put ailments. Number three, put remedies.
Okay.
So that's where we're starting. Those are the three things you need to get started. Without that, you have nothing.
Okay.
right? So you go to AI and put research in the in parentheses on the AI platform.
All
So
right.
AI platform research,
Yep.
and you're researching the ailments first. Then
Uh-huh.
you're going to research the remedies.
Uh-huh.
Um, and well, put minor in parentheses on ailments, or you can just put minor ailments. Well, and like I said, there's different types, but yeah, just put minor ailments and then put holistic remedies. All right, so there's where we start. Um, Now put in TikTok Live, and we may have to move some things around, but like I said, we put it all in first because TikTok is where we're now introducing all of that information. We're now introducing it to your customer base.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, because this is kind of right here is where the sales process will take over. But is there anything we're missing in our supply chain on? Keep in mind, we're talking about procurement. We got the procurement from the AI,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're getting our ailments, and then now the production is well. So here's what we do: hit the return on holistic, and we're going to create one in between holistic and TikTok.
Okay.
And so basically, um, where are you getting the cures from? So are you ordering products?
Right.
Are
Like
you
things like teas or
exactly? So just put products.
oh, okay.
Just put products. We don't know exactly what kind. So products. There's another word for the
You know
some of
what?
some of them not products. Some of them are I guess just put products for now. But outside of that, we got the platform to get the research. You know, looking up ailments, looking up the remedies, and now we're going to go out and find different products that will provide the remedies. Is there anything else in the production aspect of it?
One thing is the coaching, like which comes from me.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah. So do this as well because you're also going to
uh-huh.
get that from your AI, right? So you're going to get all of your information on how to educate and coach. You're going to get that from AI as well. So
Mm,
let's put that in between the remedies and products.
okay.
So hit return again, and then put
Just me.
well, education is what I'm thinking about. Education slash mentoring.
Okay. And then the other thing, I know you said like this is longer term, but I really do think that we can make inroads because I've been studying down Pinterest.
Okay.
I know it's not immediate,
Well,
but
keep in mind the Pinterest is not alive. Like I said, the most important thing
mm,
for
okay.
what you're trying to do is that live. Now if
So
you want to do
these
a
are
live,
only, sorry, these are only the most important things
there
that
you
we're
go.
looking. Okay.
So instead of putting TikTok live, just put social media lives because you know other platforms have lives as well. So YouTube, you can go to YouTube.
Oh,
X
I
has a
see.
live.
All
Instagram
right,
has a
got
live. LinkedIn has a live. So you can put in social media live. But the live is the most key part where you get to introduce yourself to your customer base immediately.
it. Okay.
We'll do this. Put live in parentheses because you're
Okay.
also going to use the social media to kind of just post regular content. So, but that live is the essential part. So, um, all right. So, is there anything in in left in the production? Because it really is this simple. You know, because
It's really, that's why, yeah, I didn't really have,
they're doing majority of the work. The customer is the one going out and buying the products. They're the ones kind of going through the process. So like, and I love this because this proves to you you have a low overhead.
mm-hmm, very low.
I love this concept. Low overhead. The only expenses you have would be and I want you to check into that you may have to get
Well, yeah.
the paid version of Zoom,
Okay.
uh, and um, and your internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
Those
which
are
I
really
am.
your only expenses. And if you want to include it, maybe the initial cost of your laptop. You are on a
Uh,
laptop, right? You're not on a tablet.
uh-huh. I'm on a
Okay.
laptop right now.
So
Yeah.
so the only monthly expenses you have right now, and the Zoom you usually pay for the year. If you get a better price by paying for the year. So your Zoom and your internet connection is the only two expenses I see. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, if you're paying for a paid version of AI, which I think
Right.
you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are only three expenses you have,
Yep.
which is awesome when you're trying to build a business. Minimum overhead. Love this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then anything else, like any partners you're paying, any lab, all that's either coming from the client or you're taking a portion of any deposits you're getting from the client and you're paying people out of the money you're out of the revenue you're generating. So even that's not coming out of your pocket.
Okay. That was the other thing I was wondering, should we put like, herbalists? That's actually what I was looking, I was thinking I've got some ideas I want to run past you. But like, yeah, are they considered like herbalists that I might refer
Well,
them out to?
I like the concept because
Yeah.
that's the rest of well, keep in mind, let's put Zoom
Uh-huh.
for number 7 because
Oh, okay.
you're taking them from the social media live for the lead.
Uh-huh.
And then once you have them locked in, you want to bring them into a Zoom to kind of lock in the regimen or anything else. So Zoom is where it kind of ends. And then
Uh-huh.
from there, it kind of goes in. So right here for 8, 9, and 10, you want to establish any partners that you're going to use moving forward with any of the regimens. So are there
Yeah.
any default partners that you're pretty much going to need for every single one of your remedies?
I mean,
So yeah, if you want to put herbalist or dietitian,
yeah.
you can put that for number 8. Herbalist slash dietitian, or separate them. Like I said, I don't know. Um,
Fetish.
you may not so much need the dietitian because AI is going to be your dietitian.
Hmm.
They're the ones going to come up with the diets, the best course.
Sure.
Um, do this for me as well.
Mhm.
In between your Zoom and your herbalist, put website
Okay.
because and truthfully, sometimes your website is in between the social media. That's the bridge between your social media and the Zoom. Is people
Hmm.
going to the website? So put the website in between the social media and the Zoom because they're going to go to your website, like your bio. Click on my bio, and you'll get that page that I give you guys with all the different things you can buy. So we're going to create a page on
Hmm.
your website that will go into your bio, and that's the bridge between your social media and then your fulfillment.
Hmm.
So the website is the fulfillment and the Zoom is the fulfillment. So let's go through it again. Procurement is
Zoom.
the
Okay.
AI, where you're going to get your ailments and remedies, and even your
Okay.
educational material. Um, your production is going out and finding the products. Once again, you're not buying it, but you're going to do the research for those remedies. You want to know because you got to do research on what the best product is, what the cost is, so you know what to suggest
Mhm.
to your clients. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So you got to go out and find the right
Yep.
products and the right brands and the right um quantity. Like do I want a pill bottle with 10 pills in it or 100 pills? So you got to decide on all of that. So your production right there with the products, and then your fulfillment is website and Zoom. Social media is also your production because you got to find the clients. So fulfillment
Okay. So,
is yeah. So fulfillment starts at the website and then the Zoom, and I guess everything after that is going to be fulfillment. So even introducing other partners in the process is all fulfillment.
uh, okay.
But yeah,
So there's,
so yeah, websites in the middle of that. Um, so yeah, procurement all the way up until the products. Go research all the products you need. Um, for the remedies, go on social media to find the clients.
would this be
Uh,
considered production? The
Which one?
education,
No,
because
because you're
I'm giving you
accumulating the
coaching.
education from AI.
Okay.
Now, now keep in mind you are going to have the fulfillment of the mentoring, but that's also in the Zoom.
Uh-huh.
The Zoom is where you apply the remedies and you can mentor. You're doing that both in the Zoom.
Okay.
Oh, and even if even if they're doing any courses, your courses will be on your website. So once again, the fulfillment is from the website and the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And that really is it. Like you have the herbalists. Like I say, even that, even that can be done by AI. If you go and research, different things about what's a herb that'll help, what's a diet, or create me a diet. You can create a prompt for that. So you don't technically need a physical partner for that. Not right now. As you expand, you may
Hmm.
want to have that expertise that you can work with somebody. But
Yeah,
I think 1 through 8 is your process. What do you think?
absolutely. I
All
see
right,
it.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so go ahead and
You
get
don't
rid of
really,
9 and yeah, get rid of 9 and 10. If you want to leave
oh,
the
you get
herbalist
rid
there,
of,
that's well, like I said, I
yeah,
think AI can do it.
I
If you want somebody, leave it there.
yeah.
No problem.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
And that's what I'm trying to say. You'll see. Like
Yeah.
this is all idea. Like we monetize our ideas. So we're gonna find out how well this works when we start the process. And then that's where we
Hmm.
go back and we go through the process and kind of fine tune it to make sure it's just flawless.
Okay.
So this is just our idea in our mind as we go through. Well, here's the first step, here's the second step. But we won't know if this works or how
Hmm.
optimized it is until we actually put it in play. So there's our procurement, production, and fulfillment. So now let's go through the sales process. And this is where we first get on Zoom. And now we want to go through the sales process on the Zoom. And keep in
Hmm.
mind, we have, and let me bring it up. We have sale, upsell, and I'm going to have you put that in. Above the number, go ahead and put the sequence in so you know how to
Okay.
refer. So just hit return
Above
on
the,
one. Yeah, you want to put it above the list.
oh, okay.
So hit return. There we go. And just put sale,
Uh-huh.
upsell, downsell, cross sell, and data sell.
Hmm.
You see how sale is spelled different? Change it to SELL. I do the same thing all the time.
Oh, sell. You mean sale?
No, no, no. You have it right.
I have it right? Okay.
It's
I was like, oh,
SELL. SELE is a promotion.
okay.
When you go to a store and they have a sale.
Have a sale. Right. No, I'm looking at my other monitor
Because
and
you
look how you
spelled
have it.
everything right, but the first one.
Oh, oh, I see. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Sell.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
we're now getting on now and keep this in mind. The
Uh-huh.
moment that you go on the live, you're selling
Hmm.
yourself. That's the
Hmm.
first thing you're selling.
Yep.
And you cannot sell a product, you cannot sell anything else until you sell yourself first.
Sure.
And I want you to put this well put TikTok live because that's what we're going to use right now. So number one is TikTok live,
Okay.
and that's where everything starts, right?
Yep.
So the first thing you want to do, and I want you to put number two, sell yourself.
Okay.
And the things you're going to need, you can put in parentheses or just put a dash. Either way, you want to
Hmm.
sell your expertise. No, you just put the single words expertise,
Oh, okay.
um, um, authority.
Uh-huh.
These are all the things I want you to focus on. That as you're delivering any kind of information, you want people to see your expertise. You want them to see your authority, and the authority basically means you know more than them.
Hmm.
That's all it means. You know more than them, and you have no idea with this day and age. We talked about it yesterday. These people, and I'm telling you what I experienced before social media.
Hmm.
That people want to follow somebody. 90%
Hmm.
of people want to follow somebody.
Hmm.
Some
I've
people
heard
are
that
even
before.
confident, but they still want to follow somebody to confirm.
Hmm.
It just is what it is. There's so many people out there that are just sheep. They need to follow somebody.
Yeah.
So if you can show that you know more, and I have dealt with competent people, I've dealt with people that are smarter than me, more
Mhm.
educated than me, and they still would rather follow me because of the way that I present information and the way that I show my authority.
Okay.
If you show it in the right way, and it's not direct. It is implied.
Hmm.
You command the room. You are explaining things, and then you just notice that if they have a level of humility, they'll just get in pocket.
Hmm.
There won't be any pushback. There won't be any, well, are you sure? None of that.
Yeah.
If somebody really accepts your authority, they'll just
Hmm.
get in line, and whatever you say goes. Now they may question for more information, but you
Hmm.
saw in my TikTok, I had people trying to literally um, prove me wrong or tell me that I'm wrong. See, you're not establishing authority with those people because they don't view you as authority.
Right.
So
Right.
eventually they'll leave the room. But the people that come in that room and they really see, oh man, this man knows so much more than me. Quiet, silence, listening to every
Hmm.
word, taking notes, asking questions.
Of course. Of
That's how
course.
you know you've established that authority. So once again, show your expertise on any of the slides. We're going to put your credentials of how long you've been a nurse, your certificates, your degrees, all of that. That's going to
Mhm.
establish the expertise, and subconsciously, it's gonna establish the authority as well.
Cool.
Um, the other thing you want to sell within yourself is your competence. Can you fix my problem?
Hmm.
Those are the three things. And every single word that you present is gonna give one of these three things. It's gonna
Gotcha.
display your expertise, your authority, and your competence.
Can you
Once
fix
you
my
sell
problem?
yourself on these three things, they'll listen to anything you have to say. All right.
Okay.
Next is we want to now um, and this is where even you were talking about that you want um to kind of go over history, and this is kind of how you're going to establish the expertise and the competence is through education. So in number three, put education,
Hmm.
because they can't make an educated decision. They can't make an intelligent decision if they don't have the intelligence and the education. So you have to educate them to a certain degree. All right. So any given moment, and I'm going to tell you, like starting out, because I did mention it, and I know it make you felt comfortable that you can get in there and give the history lessons. But here's what I eventually want the format to be. I
Hmm.
want you to I want you to scatter the education in between your diagnosis.
Okay.
So as people are coming in, and like I said, if you have a moderator eventually you may not even need a moderator, like I don't, but you can look at the comments. And if somebody, brings up a comment of something that is based on education, you can pause the diagnosis. Well, we have a very interesting question from such and such that I want to kind of hit on for a minute. Pause on any of the ailments that you have. Like you want to
Yep.
refrain from using the word diagnosis. So let's pause on some of the ailments and let's answer this question about, Rockefeller medicine. What does it mean? Or, blah, 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 blah. And then you can kind of go in there for
Hmm.
about a 5-10 minute period explaining certain pieces. And then, okay, if anybody has any questions or need me to expand, I'll do that. But let's go ahead and get back the on some of your issues. See how you're
Okay.
doing that? You're doing piece by piece, and then now somebody else will ask you to expand, or somebody new will come into the room. Those
Hmm.
kind of those kind of things, like it allows you to educate little by little, because the number one thing, and we're going to get into that now, is number four is you want to diagnose and you or put discovery. Well,
Hmm.
you know what, cut that out and put it at number seven, because there's some
Okay.
things we got to do before discovery. So put it at number seven, because we first have to find out what their problem is. So number four is interaction with the room. or with the people in the room, um,
Mm-hmm.
answering questions or asking questions, answering questions, answering questions number six. Ask
Mm-hmm.
questions is separate. Ask questions and then answer questions is number seven. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything else we need before discovery? Before you actually say, "Hey, here's some ideas." You ask questions, you answer questions, you interact,
We're gaining rapport, which I think is interaction with the
and and,
room.
and go ahead and put rapport with the sell yourself, just so you have it up
Mm-hmm.
there. You can put it in rapport because
Okay.
that is essential. You really want to find a common ground.
Okay.
Um,
Rapport, like with a T.
yeah, I always spell it wrong as well. So yeah, is there anything else, between asking questions to get more information, um, and then answering questions?
Yeah.
Is there anything else before you give diagnosis? That might be it, right?
Uh, yeah.
All right, so go up to answer questions and
Yeah.
hit the word delete, and it'll delete the seven.
Oh, take this out? Answer
No,
questions?
no, no. Put your cursor at the end of it and then hit the word delete, and then hit the delete button. The seven will go away. So
Like that.
yeah. All right, so we got discovery, which is giving them suggestions on the ailment,
Mm-hmm.
and then now um, you want to offer some of your products, and the first thing is regimen. Like I some some remedies cannot be fixed overnight. Some
Mm-hmm.
remedies take several days and weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a reoccurring or a chronic issue, then you may want to meet with me so we can figure out exactly what your issue is. Because I can't correctly assess, and that's the word you want to use. That's the word that I was looking for outside of discovery. Assess is really the word. Do an assessment. That's the real word. It's so before discovery, or you can do slash because you want to kind of use both words. But
Mm-hmm.
assessment is the real word you want to have at number seven.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave the word discovery, but just do assessment slash discovery.
Okay.
So that's the word you want to really use is do an assessment and just let them know I cannot do a an accurate assessment here on live.
Mm-hmm.
And even for legal reasons, I would not want to. I would like to get some more information to make sure that the assessment that we do um, finalize is going to be the correct one. So if there's
Mm-hmm.
anybody, those that I have given suggestions to, or those that have maybe some more deeper or more chronic issues that want to meet with me, then contact me, DM me on TikTok, or click the link in my bio and then reach out to me if you have any more issues.
Yeah.
So do this. Hit the return before you offer products. You're going to do a call to action, and that call to action is to reach out to you on DM or to reach out to you for more to consult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, further consult exactly. And then from there, now you can give suggestions on some of your products. When we do meet, when I do have the consultation with you, typically on Zoom, um, I have certain regiments spanning from
Mm-hmm.
a couple of days to several months that will
Yes.
help you in a lot of the issues that you may be having. And then, like I said, that's where the website comes in, where I can have all of the ailments that you search for. I can put all of those ailments on your website.
Okay.
And now they
Got
can
it.
go peruse your website to find the different ailments that call out to their pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll do sales formula. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
And then once they go to the website and they see their pain is listed on the website, and then you can kind of give some suggestions on how you can, obviously you're not going to give details on how you can fix the problem, but you can do bullet points on how you can fix the problem, being very general and vague. And then once again, a call to action on the page. If this is your ailment, reach out to me for more information or for a consultation.
Got it. Got it.
So on the web page, there'll be a call to action as well.
Okay.
All right. So suggestion of products. Um, can you think of anything else? Now, well, after this, now it's time to have. Now, here's what I want you to do. Well, there's only one more, so just put Zoom on number 10.
Hmm.
And you can get rid of 11. Now, here's something else I want you to do. I want you to do WhatsApp/Zoom,
Okay.
unless you want to use another platform, you know, that's similar to WhatsApp. Obviously, you're already on WhatsApp with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I feel like I'm comfortable, with
Yeah,
that if you think it's
exactly.
good.
So, and like I said, I don't like the whole what are those other
Like
platforms?
Telegram and
Yeah, Telegram,
all
it's
of
all
those.
scams. And I'm telling
I
you, even the
know.
branding of it, stay away from anything like that. So WhatsApp is decent. Just have a one business room on WhatsApp. You can
Okay.
create an entire you see what I have. I can create an entire group. But you don't have to do the group for now. Just
Hmm.
attach your phone number to the WhatsApp and just say, hey, we can text and phone calls on Zoom, and then from there you can go on Zoom. So you can actually give suggestions and some assessments in the WhatsApp call or what or
Hmm.
WhatsApp text messages because that's more um
Oh, it's encrypted.
yeah, yeah, exactly, it's that as well.
Oh,
But it's really the process of turning a lead into I'm trying to think of the word. What's the word of turning a lead into a sale?
like a lead into a buyer?
Yeah, there's a word for it. I'm gonna kick myself. Um, when I see it. Yeah, conversion. So that's the whole
Oh,
point.
conversion. Okay.
WhatsApp is the dialogue you're having on WhatsApp is a part of the conversion process, and that's really what the
Hmm.
sales process is. It's conversion, turning a lead, finding the lead, and then
Hmm.
turning it to and converting it into a sale. And that's literally what you just built
Right.
with that
Right.
1 through 10.
Okay. Cool.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
And then now,
Cool. But then what is this
well,
like?
we're
I mean,
well,
I
we're gonna
know
come.
I remember what you said, like, an upsell and downsells
Well, that's
is,
the thing.
thing,
So
but
so we're gonna go back to your partnership because we can't build
okay.
we can't build the sales formula with the sell upsell until we know what your products are. We can't build your product line until we know what your partners are. So let's go on
Okay.
that. So I don't know if there's a way for you to share what you have. I would love to see
Oh, what I had on my
yeah,
sheet.
do you
Okay.
have a document
Oh,
that shows
yeah, I
your
do. I
your
do.
partnerships? Yeah.
I do. Do you want to give me the sharing capable, or do you want
Yeah,
me to
yeah, yeah.
just give
You're
you
you're
the
right.
Google?
You're right. I forgot that I'm the one that brought this up on the link. So give me a second. Let me give you this. Let me get open it up for you. Yeah, allow. There you go.
Okay.
Take it over.
All right. Share this one. All right. So I want to go back to this is my ailments list that I had created. Um, okay. This is the other one, like the initial one that I had created, the
Yeah.
business partners or whatever. So for me, I was just thinking, like, for where I am right this moment, it's, I'm offering coaching and then also, possibly weaving in an herbalist if they want to see somebody and get an assessment.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah. So, when I'm thinking about plain products or and then hybrid products, I did a remember I told you I did the coaching program.
Hmm.
So in there they had different, like, I went back and I pulled out a lot of my stuff, and they have like different things where they talk about, like, it's a like this. Like it has like income goals
I got you.
and like pyramids like of like okay, you start with your free content, then you go into a sales discussion and different things. But in there they had something called they called it a jump start type thing. So they would in our coaching program we were taught to sell like 12 like a package of 12 sessions
Yes.
for
That's what the regiments are. Because that's what I got the concept from is coaching. And I'm so
Mhm,
glad you're telling me that you understand the concept of coaching. Yeah,
mhm.
that's what the regiments are. I want you to book me for 3 months. I want you to book me for 6 months. It's
Yeah.
that level of coaching. So yeah, you're right on point. Perfect.
Okay, so they always taught it, and this was this that I have. This was from 2017, and at that time they were saying that 12 sessions for would be valued, or they suggested to start at 2,997. And I was looking at how much is that in today's money, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, how much 2,997 in 2017, how much that would be in 2025, it would be like basically like 3,487 or something.
Inflation went up $500 in less than a decade. That's crazy.
Well,
All right.
we
So,
are
but
in a
here,
crazy time. So anyway, but yeah, sorry, I want to just go back here.
yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that I was thinking of, like they talked about having a jump start thing, and theirs they had said like $97, but I was wondering, I was like, I don't know. For maybe it might be cool to start where you do a session, you offer and you say, I've got two coaching sessions that we'll have for 597 that we can just start with. And then, a jump start program with assessment from a herbalist, you would put it at, I basically asked AI how much is general, like an initial assessment by an herbalist. And they said 175. And then I remember you were saying like add in like 30% for yourself because you're going to take a cut in there. And so
Yeah,
that's where I came up with 827. I don't, 827 doesn't sound like a salesy number, but I don't,
yeah.
that's kind of what the bare bones. And I just have questions about pricing and
I got
you
you.
like that idea? Yeah.
There's a way to do it. And
Okay.
I mentioned this, when I was describing this, last week when I was describing it over the weekend,
Hmm.
that you have to find out what your margins are.
Yeah.
That's the key to all of this. Find out the
Okay.
total amount that the expenses are, and then the
Okay.
total amount of what you're going to charge, and then minus the expenses, right? Those are the first two things. Find out what the charge is, and then the charge is basically all the partners, giving you how much they're going to charge to do it,
Okay.
right? So if you have 5 people right now, you only have maybe like one or two, but let's say you
Hmm.
have 5 people partners that you're using, and each person is charging $100. That's $500 that you now have to make sure you're adding into your price to make sure all of them are getting paid what they need to get paid.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Okay. But why
Now,
do you
any
think
other,
it's $500?
I'm
Because
just using that as an
they're
example.
different things. Oh, okay.
Yeah, $100 a piece. That means
Hmm.
you know for a fact that you got to have $500 built into your price to make sure all your partners are satisfied.
Hmm.
Now you also have to go through any expenses like marketing expenses or any
Yeah.
tangible things you have to buy. So any expenses are also going to be added onto that. And you want to make sure that after
Hmm.
you add in everybody's split in that supply chain, and keep in mind there's also referral fees that are usually built into, and you're going to have referral fees. It's default for me. I've made
Hmm.
so much money by having that mechanism in there where you get the word of mouth and you're willing to pay people, $20, $50, $100, and I'm very generous with it, because I make sure like you see these prices at 800 and 1,000. I have no problem, and I'll give you an example.
Hmm.
One year I did taxes, and I paid $100 per tax person, and I had a girl who made close to $15,000
Hmm.
for referring me people, and
Oh, wow.
she thought she made a whole lot of money. But here's what she didn't understand, and she didn't realize it till the following year, because she doesn't get paid twice. So now I have that client every single year making
Yeah.
hundreds and thousands of dollars off $100 referral.
Right.
I never have to pay for it again.
Yeah.
As long as I can keep them as a recurring client,
Hmm.
I'm going to make that $100 back over the years that I'm going to consistently work with that client. So
Okay.
that's the reason why I don't mind paying usually like $100, $50, $100, amount, because I'm also looking ahead at how much money I'll make off of that $100.
Okay. So
Because
50.
that's also built into your system is keeping them in the mechanism and keeping them coming back to spend more money. If it was
Mm-hmm.
only a one-time transaction, then I'm not paying $100. But it's built into your model that you want them to keep coming back.
Okay.
And
So
then
you
once
should
again,
be
that's
thinking,
go ahead.
by your estimation, you should be thinking 50 to $100 per client.
Yeah, I've always done $100 because that's just any business model that
Okay.
I've used, and my
Uh-huh.
pricing is up there where I can charge $100, which is a good enough incentive, and it's easy to count because people are going to add up the money before they even have one customer. Well, I can go get all my friends and family, and I can make $1,000. Let them add it up at $100 a pop. Five
Mm-hmm.
people, $500. 10 people, $1,000. It's easy to add $100 a pop. And
Okay.
then, like I said, as long as you're adding up how much your total price is, and you're taking out the partnerships and the expenses, and you're factoring in maybe 5 referrals a week. So add another $500, and it only may be one, it may be more, but either way, you know that once you convert the sale, you're going to make up the $100. Period. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
for the individual sale or the reoccurring sales in the future.
Okay.
So factor in another $500 in referrals. Um, so let's say your expenses are like 200. So right there, that's $1,200. $500 for all the people in the mechanism, $500 of referrals, and then $300 in expenses. So that is probably 5 clients should come out of that, right?
Yep.
Because if you're getting
So 500.
$5 referrals,
So yeah, that's 1,000. We're at 500 plus the 300 for, I forgot what you said that was for, and then the 200.
so let's do this. Let's do the numbers correct. If we're doing 5 referrals at $500,
Uh-huh.
that means that each one of your partners has to get paid $500 as well, because it's $100 per customer or per client.
Mhm. Can we,
So if you
maybe
have,
we just start at one, like just one
okay, let's just do
customer
one. So
basis?
so one
And should I write
one
this down? Should I be writing this down too?
well, we're just gonna do the numbers real quick.
Okay.
So you can do well because here's what I want you to do. Just scroll down to the bottom of the document because I'm going to show you how to build your partners anyway. So just scroll down to the bottom. Let's do the numbers
Okay.
real quick. So for one
One
referral,
client.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
one referral, which is one client.
Uh-huh.
You got 5 partners. So put $100 on the referral. No. Put the partners on a separate line.
Okay. Partners.
Yeah,
Should I make, I can even make a little table. Hold on, real quick.
yeah, and that's what I was going
Okay.
to do with the when we go and get your partners. So yeah, do that.
Okay.
So
So
basically,
partners.
um, well, right now we just want to add up everything. So $100 in each one. Well, hold on. Let's do it going down. Hold on. Let me put it differently. Put the partner at the top, not the first. Put it in the second one. No. Put it in the third one.
The
The third row. The third
third
row.
row.
Go over.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Third row. I'm sorry. No, column. I'm sorry. My fault. Go to the
Column.
third
Okay.
column at the top and put partner. Put
Uh-huh.
referral in the second. Put client in
Uh-huh.
the first. All right. So now referral is 100. Take out that each. Put $100 in each of the referrals. Put $100 in
Okay.
each of the partners.
Cool. And then I'm just going to bring it in. Okay.
I didn't know you. I didn't know. Oh yeah, you copied. That's perfect. Yeah. So
Mhm.
now think about this. Now, um, put a put we said $200.
Like
So
expenses
put $50 expenses. Yeah, $50
uh,
expenses.
for
And you can
each.
do that all the way down as well.
Okay.
All right. So now
I'm going to put
that
it
means that means that for every well, no, the total should be at the other end. Put at the last column. Put the
uh-huh.
total there.
Okay.
Because we want to find out how much
$300.
your everything is for. Well, do this. Do this for me. Put give me a second. Let me think.
Hmm.
Put subtotal in that fourth, yeah, where you have total. Put subtotal
Okay. Subtotal.
and then put total at the end.
Okay.
So add that up. It's 250 for each one, right?
Uh-huh.
So go put 250 in all of those.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Okay.
now We know that your total cost is $250.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have to charge to be able to cover all of that and then still make a profit? So if you want to make $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
then you got to charge 1250.
Okay.
And then here's the other thing: can you survive on 750 and just make it an even thousand? Because you also have to be able to present it to the customer at a presentable price as well. So let's say $1,000 is what you want to charge. So go ahead and put do me a favor, right click and do column to the left,
Okay.
and then put your profit. Put profit. Put 750 in there,
Okay.
and $1,000 in the total. You can put all those in.
1,000. Okay. And really, I guess it's both.
Yeah, you could do that and then copy all that over.
Okay.
All right. So this is what I mean about finding your margins, finding all
Yeah.
of the expenses that are coming out of it, find out how much you want to make, how much,
Mhm.
making sure that that total is a presentable price that you can
Uh-huh.
present to the client. And
Yeah.
you got to go back over it, got to go back over
Uh-huh.
it. Now, here is where you're going to love on how we're going to come to these numbers.
Okay.
So pull up AI,
Okay.
because you have something called the anchor. I'm getting into a little bit of marketing, but you got to have an anchor. The anchor
Mhm.
is the price that you share with the customer first. And let me give you a quick analogy that I learned in a sales book. It's literally in a sales book that I learned. So and this was a real thing where a
Mm.
person discovered the anchoring.
Mhm.
Somebody comes into a billiard store with all the pool tables, and the pool table when they first walk in is a nice $300 pool table, very cheap.
Mhm.
Then when they walk around the rest of the store, all of the pool tables are more expensive than the $300. So nobody bought any pool tables because all the pool tables were expensive.
Mhm.
So everybody was leaving. So somebody comes in, they look at the store, they wonder why he's not getting any sales. They bring in somebody, consultant, and he says, "What's your most expensive pool table?" He said, "I got a $1,200 pool table in the back." He said, "Switch out the $1,200 and the $300 pool table. The first pool table they come in when they went to this store, you want them to see that $1,200 pool table." He switched it, and the sales went up 1,000%. Because
That's
now when they're
crazy.
walking around the store,
Yeah.
because the $1,200 is the anchor. Everything is cheaper than 1,200.
Oh my God. Right. So that's what I was thinking about with the anchor for the 12-month pack. Like, sorry, not the 12-month, but a 12 coaching session or whatever. Does that serve as your anchor? And
Nope.
then
You
no?
want to
Oh,
know what
okay.
your anchor, and that's
What's
why
the
and
anchor
that's what
then?
that's why we're bringing up the AI. The AI
Yeah.
is gonna tell us the anchor. You want to know what the real
Oh,
anchor
okay.
is? The real
Okay.
anchor is going to the hospital.
What?
How much would the hospital charge you? And we're gonna ask AI right now. Uh,
Uh-huh.
pick an ailment. If
Okay.
if I had a if I had a um
Heart attack?
No, see, you're going big. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking of something small like a stomach problem, or um, like if somebody was in some kind of discomfort or pain where they had to go to the hospital. And I'm trying to think of something very simple. Um, people don't usually go to the hospital for like diarrhea or something. I'm trying to figure something that would be that would
Well, that's
warrant
what I
somebody.
mean. That's why I said heart attack
but
because
but people but there are things that people will think is really really critical because they're in so
uh-huh.
much pain, and then when they go to the hospital they find out that it's
That it's
and I've even
not.
seen people where even gas is so painful, and then you find out that it's not a real problem. So I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out
Or
something.
you know what people often will can often present with is like a panic attack, thinking that they are, having a
Yeah, but
heart
I
attack.
want to have a tangible thing because
Oh, maybe asthma or
we want
asthma?
the hospital to give them something to increase the cost, like to give them a
Mhm.
Tylenol, or we want to ask AI specifically what the ailment is, so
Mhm.
they'll go through and say, hey, okay, so give me the
Maybe we just
regimen.
ask what's a common, ailment that people go feel
Well, yeah, let's start there.
enough,
What's
yeah,
give me three common ailments um that are not critical, but a
right.
lot of people will go to the hospital for.
People go, oops, let's look for.
Okay, yeah, common cold. A lot of people go to a common cold. Food
Really?
poisoning. Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
so
know
yeah,
that.
food poisoning, right? Some mild food
Okay.
poisoning, stomach flu,
Mhm.
constipation, or diarrhea,
Stomach
those kind of things.
flu.
Yeah. So let's do this.
Yeah.
Ask the AI,
Uh-huh.
um, and then you may want to give them their role, like you are a medical professional. Or what I do is I say as a medical professional, um, what is your opinion, or what is your expertise on the process of diagnosing and treating food poisoning at the hospital, and include the
Oh, okay.
price, include the general price that a hospital would charge for it. And I know that's a lot, but
Being at the hospital, please include price for this care. Is that everything?
yeah, you can always add to it. Let's
Yep.
see what they give us.
Okay.
They're gonna
Interesting.
yeah,
Prevent
right,
complications rather than to cure it. Do you see that?
yep, that's what I'm trying to say. So
Huh.
yep, they're gonna definitely charge you for being in that ER. You walk through that ER,
Yeah.
it's already several $100s.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you got that stool sample, basic labs. Sometimes they don't even, well, you know this. Sometimes they don't even need it, but they're going to run it just to make sure,
Let's
because
see,
they know that
IV.
they can increase the price of your hospital visit. The IV,
Yeah. Ondansetron, yeah, for nausea.
and look at that
200.
cost, anywhere between 800 to 1,200 for the ER. If you're
Mm-hmm.
admitted overnight, it's 5,000. So we're not trying to get admitted overnight. Well, what's that? Well, yeah, they give each one of these charges, huh? So yeah, anywhere between 2 to 600, but the total cost is anywhere between 800 to $2,500. So
Mm-hmm.
first off, remember we're doing conversion. So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm on the website and I take them to whatever the pain point, whatever the ailments are, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
use that as the anchor in the sales formula. Typically, a hospital will charge you anywhere between $800 to $1,200. A three
Yeah.
month to 6 months regimen with me, showing you how to fix it with a holistic cure, will charge you only um, anywhere between 400 to 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if we just want to choose one price, so let's choose that 2,500. I love that idea. 2,500 if you went to the hospital for that ailment. We're going to charge you $1,000. They're going to jump at the 1,000. And here's the benefit of the 1,000 over the 2,500. The 2,500 is not going to cure your underlying condition. You're still going to have it after you pay the 2,500. My 1,000, we're going to fix the underlying problem where you never have to have the problem again.
Love it. Okay. Yeah.
So this is another part of the process where you got to find out how much would a hospital charge for each one of those ailments that you have,
Okay.
and then go through what we just showed you with the table and find out how much you would charge. Now, keep in mind, we already said that we gave you the example of overhead, but you don't have that. Your only overhead is like I said, the AI,
Yeah.
and that's what $20 a month.
So hold on a second though, but you said go through for these ailments and find how much they would charge
Find out how much a
for
hospital would
them.
charge if you went to the hospital for just basic acid reflux for
Uh-huh.
allergies, and just use that same prompt.
Yeah.
Just use that same
But
prompt for all those ailments. How much would I, what would I, what would be the process of
uh-huh.
of of of, of of diagnosis and treatment,
Hmm.
and how much would the hospital charge? If you do that for every single one of these, you can add it at the end in H. In H, you can put in hospital cost,
Okay.
and then I, you can put in your cost.
Now, we're just doing that because uh like let's say we're in the live and we want to say, if you were to go to the hospital, we know that it's already estimated that it would be this much.
There you go.
We're not using that to change my pricing, right? It's just one
No,
price
it's
across the
the
board.
anchor. It's the anchor.
Yeah.
And whether you do that in the TikTok, whether you do that on the WhatsApp, or whether you do that in the Zoom, you're
Uh-huh.
always selling.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
always
what
want
if
to have
these
that
are
anchor.
less than the price of that, we use the 2,500 for, whatever for the stomach, but what if my prices are less like for the GERD? Maybe it's going to
It's
be less
always going to
money.
be less. That's the
Oh.
point. The hospital is going to charge you 2 or 3 times the amount that you're going to charge, but they're not going to
Well,
fix
no, no, no.
anything.
What I'm
And you
saying
won't.
is, what if in AI they say I'm charging 1,000, but by my research it says, oh, this would be eight, this would be
Then you
whatever.
readjust your price.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Your price has to be under the anchor.
Uh-huh.
And
But
and I'll
I
tell you
guess what I'm
this.
saying is like, why wouldn't I just charge $1,000 for everybody for whatever ailment? Because I mean,
No,
a
because
thousand.
no, no, because
What?
some keep in mind, some people won't pay the $1,000.
Uh-huh.
You got to find the anchor. You got to find, because think of, like I said, people have probably already gone to the hospital to try to get this treated,
Hmm.
so they know what the going rate is.
Hmm.
Some people have gone multiple times. Let's say it's a chronic illness. They go into the hospital for years. They have medical bills in the tens of thousands, and you're saying you can fix it for $1,000 one time, be done.
Hmm.
So they
Yeah.
know the going rate, but you kind of just want to remind people because you don't know if it is a brand new ailment or if it's something that they've gone through before. But
Hmm.
if they wanted to go research it, they're going to come up with the same um 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 anchor that you just did by going to AI. And
Hmm.
you want to encourage them. Go to AI. If you don't trust my pricing, go to AI and ask them. Give them the prompt. Go to AI and
Yeah.
ask AI how much the hospital would charge to fix this ailment. And keep in mind, they're not fixing it. They're just Rockefeller medicine. They're just putting a band-aid on it. And they're probably
Hmm.
going to give you some kind of pill. So now your insurance is paying for continuous. And there is a terminology for that. What is that called when you continuously?
You mean
Um,
like a chronic medication problem?
yeah, there's a medical term for continuous treatment, and we got to find out what that terminology is. So because you're going to be using it a lot. Let me look
Hmm.
it up. Medical term for continuous treatments. They're just, they're just saying continuous therapy. But I thought there was another word for it.
I don't know.
So yeah, just use the word continuous therapy. Or no, continuity of care. Even that's decent.
Oh, continuity.
Continuity of care. That's decent.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that the hospital is designed to put in continuity of care where they can continue to give you medication for years, if not for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, you use that to kind of also anchor them that even that one price is going to happen multiple times because you have to keep going back over years.
Right. Yeah.
So even
And
that
but
2,500 is can be $30,000 over 5 years.
yeah, I mean, I like what you're saying as far as like, anchoring it with something that is higher of like, hey, if
Yeah.
this happens to you, you're going to be at this rate or whatnot. My only thing is I don't want to be, I think $1,000 is very good across the board. I don't think I need
But
to
think
adjust
about it.
my
But
price
if
for
somebody's coming
everything.
if somebody's coming for high blood pressure, or somebody's coming for a
Yeah.
migraine, you may not want to charge them $1,000.
Hmm.
You know, so like I said,
Hmm.
obviously the price will be based on how chronic it is. That's
Okay.
going to actually increase it because if they've been dealing with it for a long time, and that might increase the price because you got to do a lot of detox. There's maybe a lot of things in their system that's creating that chronic illness. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to charge more for more chronic than an individual or maybe a short term ailment. But you can't just do $1,000 across the board. You got to figure out what the going rate is for that particular ailment. Now here's something else that you can consider. Remember that the
Because I
hospital
guess
is. Go ahead.
I guess what I'm trying to make, like, I want to just get it more simple where, because like my friend, she's a nurse, a natural health practitioner, right? So she
Okay.
charges like, I don't know, I think she charged me like 125, but she usually charges higher for her initial assessment, no matter what it is,
Okay.
if the person is having migraines. And a lot of times people come with multiple things rather than just like, hey, I'm having migraines. It's not always so simple. So I think if somebody's reaching out for that
Well,
individualized coaching, they're really realizing, yeah, I have like a
well,
lot, some stuff
well,
going on.
well. Let's think about these two things, right? And we're gonna put. Well, let me hold off on one thing. I don't want to jump ahead. So I'm
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna explain how in detail how to present the pricing and all of that. We haven't
Hmm.
gotten into your scaling of the price. We're gonna get into that, but I first want to establish. So
Hmm.
let me give you this final thing.
Hmm.
Even if you were to go to AI and they spit out, so what was the low end of that thing? $800.
Let's see. IV fluids were,
Well, I'm
since
saying
it
at the
was,
at the very bottom, it said between 800 to 2,500, right?
yeah,
So think
estimated
about
cost.
the 800. Let's say that you actually use the $800 as an anchor, because you
Hmm.
know that basically maybe the client, after talking with them, the onboarding, they're broke, they don't really have anything, they're on government assistance. You can't charge $2,500. You can't squeeze that amount of money from somebody who can't afford it.
Of
So let me
course.
give you another suggestion. Whether you're charging 800, 600, 400, sometimes you want to charge exactly what the hospital's charging. You can charge
Mm-hmm.
800. You
Hmm.
want to know why it's still a good deal?
Mm.
Because you are going to cure it. It's a
Hmm.
one-time $800 charge instead of
Hmm.
going back to the
Versus,
hospital multiple times at 800, 800, 800.
true.
That's how you can still charge the low end and match. You can match the hospital
Okay.
because yours is only once or twice. Now here is the other part. We haven't even talked about, pricing, like how to present everything. So you can charge, once again, depends on the onboarding and how much they can afford. But there are some people that you want to charge for the assessment. $50 for the assessment, $100 for the assessment. We haven't even gotten into the discovery on how to go about the regimen. We haven't even gotten into the regimen yet. We gotta
Hmm.
we gotta figure out what your problem is. We gotta pinpoint what your problem is. So the assessment itself, a lot of these people are confused. The hospital is not telling them everything. So you're giving them the underlying problem. The hospitals will never give that to them. That's valuable. That's
Hmm.
worth the $100 to know what the underlying problem is. That's what your final assessment is. I'm going to tell you what your underlying problem is, and if you fix the underlying problem, all of your problems go away. You're never going to get that at a hospital. So it's worth it to charge for the assessment, don't you think?
Hmm. Hmm. So
So
like
yeah,
if
so
you're just like if you're because maybe that was what in my coaching program, maybe they were talking like it said jump start strategy session. So maybe that's what like what you're saying about like an assessment.
yeah, let's go into
That's what
Zoom.
you
Let's have our assessment.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the jump
Hmm.
start.
Hmm.
So a nominal fee, 100. Like I said, you'll know through the conversation that you'll have on WhatsApp. As you're dialoguing, texting, phone calls, you'll figure out. And like I said, on the onboarding, do you have insurance? How long you had the problem? How much money have you spent on the problem? That'll let you know immediately if they have money or not. Because the rich people will throw all kind of money at it. And they'll let you know in that conversation, if you're having in a conversation manner, well, I'm really broke. I haven't really been able to. I can't go to the hospital. They'll say that I can't go to the hospital. I don't have insurance. So that's why I'm going with you because you're a lot. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a lot cheaper. I don't have insurance. Blah blah blah. So you'll figure out if they're broke, and if they're broke, give them the assessment for free.
Hmm.
But you don't want to go by every single person and give them the assessment free. You want to squeeze them for the money if they have it.
Hmm.
And you'll be able to make that determination, like I say, in the conversion. between
Okay.
the TikTok live, the WhatsApp, and the Zoom.
Got it.
But that's your anchor is not just the price that the hospital charge, but the continuity of care, the broken system that they're never going to fix your underlying condition. They're
Right.
never going to tell you what it is. So
I
in my
agree.
assessment, I'm going to tell you what the underlying problem is, and we're going to
Hmm.
go through several regimens that you're going to choose on how to fix that underlying condition.
Got it. So would you say that your assessment, because the way they taught everything is like in package, in packages, boom, like everything where
There
you're
you
not
go.
having all these, because I don't want to, you could fill your day up with 20 people, 100, like it's just, then it's a
Oh,
workaround.
definitely, definitely.
I actually don't want that though. I don't want to be just $100, $100, like,
Oh
and
no
I'm
no no
just,
no 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 no.
I just want like, yeah.
Remember I said that they're paying you to
Hmm.
upsell them.
Hmm.
Yes, you want that. Come in here for $100, and as I'm giving you
Yeah.
your underlying problem, I'm selling you on the rest of my supply of my product line.
Do you feel most of the time that they go ahead and because what I'm saying is, do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want it to just be, hey, I see her for $100 and then I walk away and I boom, never, do you find
But
most
that's
people then do
but that's not going to
upgrade?
happen because you're giving them other options. You're giving them additional regimen on how to
Hmm.
fix the problem. If they walk away, that's their problem.
Hmm.
But you're going to give them additional things to do.
Okay. Okay.
That's what the whole sales formula is inside of that Zoom. You're going to give them the diagnosis, or what I diagnose. You're going to give them the assessment, and in that assessment, well, now let's talk about some remedies. And then then so I have several regimens. This seems like a condition.
Hmm.
And then I'll give you even two ways to even charge. You can charge knowing you're going to go through 3 months, and then some of it you can say, well, I don't know how long this is going to take, so I can charge you. I can give you an assessment that this is probably going to take about 3 months, and I'll just charge you $50 per month. And if we fix it in 1 month, we fix it in 2 months, we fix it in 3 months, and maybe even like 250. I'll charge you 250 per month. If we fix it in 1 month, it's only 250. If it's 2 months, it's 500. If it's 3 months, it's 750.
Hmm.
So you can actually even pitch it that way. Either the whole thing. I know this is going to be 3 months. I'll go ahead and charge you 750 for this. Or and I'll tell you why, because if you end up fixing it in 30 days, you
Yeah.
might have done yourself a disservice on the price you gave.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
like I said, all of the way that you present it and price it is going to be based
Yeah.
on how much they can afford. Because that's another thing. You may want to do that kind of affordable thing where we'll just do piecework month over month. And if we fix the problem, or if you feel that the problem is fixed enough for you, then we'll just
Uh,
and then keep in mind when they come back, and this is what I do, because some people will what and this happens a lot. I'm feeling better now, and you let them know, well, 30 days is not enough to fix the underlying condition. So even though you're feeling better, your symptoms and
yeah.
your problems are going to return. So are you sure you don't want to go through the full regimen? I promise you people are going to do that. I feel better now. It's going to come back. You want to fix the entire problem. Otherwise, you might as well have gone to the hospital. We're
Hmm.
trying to make sure that the
Yeah.
problem doesn't come back.
So,
So are you
okay. I want to just like look at what we're doing because you don't know what was in my health coaching program versus what you're saying. It almost sounds like little hits, like you're doing this little, you know, like little time with them and not maybe because like in my program it was more about teaching people healthy habits in a span of 3 months over 12 like 1 hour
yeah,
sessions. It was just really simple. They were just like, hey,
very
three
very
thousand
simple.
dollars 12, 12 sessions. And but you're teaching them habits,
Yes.
but I almost get the sense that when you're talking, you're talking about like maybe shorter sessions and you're doing it. What's your
Okay, so
what you're visioning? Because
let me give you a normal session.
yeah, because I want to make
Now
sure we're looking.
the
Uh-huh.
first 10 minutes of a session is just going over what they've already
Yes.
done or what their current problems are. Find some pain points. And that's where I would want to say, well, how are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Since our initial session, what are you going through? Has it gotten worse? Has it gotten better? Is it the same? You can do the pain level on the scale of 1 to 10. Where's your pain point? Anything like that to kind of do a very quick assessment of where they are at the current moment. Now you want to commend
Okay.
them for anything that they have done right. Commend before you condemn.
Mm-hmm.
Big them up. Yeah, man, I'm
Mm-hmm.
loving that you did this. You saw what I did with Damien. Damien did the whole thing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But what did I do with Damien? Damien, I'm loving the
Mm-hmm.
way that you did that. Man, you brought up all these different things. I commended him. So when I said, "Hey, Damien, you actually did the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing wrong. Here's what you actually need to do," he loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Commend before you condemn or make adjustments. So find something good that they did. I'm loving that you did this, did this, did this. Um, but maybe give you some suggestions on some other things that you can do. And then there's where you pause. Now you're getting into the regimen. Now you want to give
Okay.
them assignments. Like I give you guys homework assignments. Well, here's what I would like to see you do over the next, because I don't know how often your sessions are. Are you doing weekly sessions? Are you doing monthly sessions? I don't know. So for
This
this
is
week,
weekly. Yeah, this
yeah,
is
for this
weekly.
week, I would like to see you do this,
Mm-hmm.
this, and this. And then guess what? When you
Okay.
have the following week, once again, in the beginning, how's everything going? Did you stick to the regimen? Be honest with me. That way we can make adjustments to your schedule or to your regimen based on what you did and didn't do. Then when
Mm-hmm.
they tell you what they did right, oh yeah, man, I'm loving that the fact that you really stuck to these pieces. But can I give you a suggestion on something that'll work for next week? And that's all you're doing is encouraging them, motivating them,
Mm-hmm.
and just keeping them on pace of doing the same thing over and over again, because that's how you change a habit.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And do you really think that that's going to take a whole hour to do that? Unless
Not
additional.
doing that. No.
That's really it.
That part, what you're saying is it's not, but like the sessions that we had, they were like they were substantial. They were long. They
Well,
had
what
more, like
what
they
were
had
the ailments?
no,
That'll
these
factor it.
these would be for anything. Like if the person, it was more like the coaching was more like, hey, this is the person that knows, hey, that they want to either maybe they want to work on let's say weight loss, or they want to work on their
Mm-hmm.
energy, or they just find that they're just really feeling run down and they know they need a reset. And so, they had like literally, if I wish I could send you, I don't know if they have
Well,
a
we'll, we'll
document that
keep
shows
we'll
like
keep.
what we work on. It's really literally it's habit.
That's
It's
all
not
I'm
just
telling you.
like, hey man, come in. Hey, you should just drink some water. Okay, come back next time. You know what I mean? It's not like this half an hour deal, like where you're just like boom, boom, wham, bam. You're
You
asking questions. Like it's
Yes,
more
you're
in
doing all
depth.
you're doing
Like,
you're doing all of that. All of that is a part of the assessment. And the
yeah,
assessment, and then I'll even tell you something else, is you may want to incorporate a little bit of education inside of the
right.
session.
That's what's in like the
Yeah,
sessions that are already pre-built. Like,
yeah.
I wish I
It's all
could,
it's
could
all
I
in
give
there,
you
but
what's
it's
in
not
there?
it's not a regimen where it's going to be an hour every single time. Some of those sessions will be 15 minutes just checking on. Some of the
Mm,
session may be an hour and a half. You've seen me do it. Some of the session you got so much questions and so many issues that we may have to really dive in. So yeah, you're gonna have some sessions that run over, but you're gonna have some of them that you're going in looking for it to be an hour, and then they just need a little bit of encouragement, have a few extra questions, a little bit of validation, and then we'll see you next week. It's
mm,
gonna be a big range. They're all not gonna be 1 hour every single time.
yeah. Okay.
And then I'll tell you something else.
Well,
Even in the original assessment, you may not be able to assess their problem in one session. Like I said, you may have to bring in get a physical, do the blood work, bring in a specialist. Even the assessment process may be over several meetings
yeah.
to kind
Just
of figure
now
all
I'm
that
like,
out.
yeah, I'm thinking of, how,
You're looking for a cookie cutter. It's not going to be that way.
yeah, well, then at least you could actually teach what you like the stuff that I have, it will take an hour, for
Yeah,
them to
exactly.
answer or whatever. But
Yeah.
like if I do it the way you're suggesting, then, I'm gonna have to come up with some,
Let, let me give you an
creative.
example. Like, let's say somebody comes in with a migraine and they
Yeah.
have no idea why they even have a migraine. Can you go to AI before that session and have AI give you a very simplified 5-step explanation on how migraines develop. And then when you
Mm-hmm.
come into the session, you want to look over it. But when you come into the session, well, let me go ahead and explain to you why you're having the problem with the migraines. And then you
Mm-hmm.
explain it. Should take about 5 minutes, maybe
Okay.
10 minutes. It's a part of that. It's a part of that session where you're going to do a little bit of education. And they're going to leave out of there, man, because the hospitals do not educate them. They don't understand why they're having a problem. They leave out, they're frustrated. They don't know their issue. I'm telling you, they're going to love that they're feeling they're getting their money's worth.
Okay. So what you're more along is more like, just it's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna address it, see, what I'm gonna explain it more, give you more education on it, and then check in with you next time.
Check
But
to
it
see how you're
may not
doing.
be
Is everything going over? They're going to give you
okay.
issues that they're having. And then you bring out more. You can, and like I said, even some of the placebo processes you got to put in there. You know what? So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I see you're having this additional issue. So I would like you to drink maybe a little bit more water. I would like you to get a couple extra hours sleep. I would like for you to do maybe a 24-hour fasting where you don't eat for 24 hours. I would like for you to take because you have natural laxatives, coffee. Um, what are some natural laxatives?
Oh, like senna or
Well, no, we're talking about
castella.
literally just a food like bananas, natural laxative.
Oh.
Apple, natural laxative. A fiber, oatmeal, natural laxative. Raisins,
Uh-huh.
natural laxative. Prunes, natural laxative. So if there's like a stomach issue, I would really like to see you, for the next 48 hours, eat
Mm-hmm.
raisin oatmeal for breakfast for the next
Okay.
week. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
going to clear them out. And I'll tell you what I do probably twice a week is and I even tell them go to Walmart and get the big bag of apples. See what I mean? Like you're walking them through what to do. Go to Walmart, get that big bag of apples. I think it costs like maybe $2-3. You know what I do? I get myself a apple core from Amazon where you can core out the middle of the apple, and I got all these apple slices. I already looked
Mm-hmm.
it up, and AI told me that the apples can be in the freezer for several months. So you know what I do? In my freezer, I have all those apple slices. And when I
Mm-hmm.
wake up in the morning, I make apple raisin oatmeal because I want to regulate my body. I
Mm-hmm.
go out and get raisins as well, and now I got raisins in my cabinet. I got apples in my freezer, and I got oatmeal, and I make my oatmeal every morning. And I tell you, if you do that regimen for a whole week, along with the sleep, with the rest, and the water, you're gonna see it's gonna clear out your system, and you're not gonna have these stomach issues anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, you've already given them other things to do. But if you notice something else comes up, giving them
Mm-hmm.
one of those things to add on to it, or like I said, maybe, before you said only have oatmeal in the morning. Maybe you want to have maybe a oatmeal cookie in the evening. Something else that you can add on to it
Yeah.
that really is not going to make any extra difference, but it's not going to hurt them either. And
Mm-hmm.
given those extra placebo moments or placebo kind of of regimen, it's just going to feel like, oh yeah, he's helping me with more. Well, I'm telling you, you want to make them feel like they're getting the value of the money you're charging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can. I think I guess maybe the difference is like what you're describing. Like I guess if I'm to make a living at something like this, like it costs a lot to live in Fort Lauderdale, you know what I mean? And I'm used to making a lot of money with my job. I'm just wondering like how many people I'm gonna have to take on in order to,
Well,
make
I,
something of
I got bad
real
news for you,
value.
Abenaa. I got bad news for
Yeah.
you. You're going to have
I'm
to do
not.
three. Yeah, in the beginning, as you establish your business and your clientele and your customer
Yeah.
base, you're going to take 3 times the amount of customers in the beginning before you stable off, before they become
Okay.
reoccurring customers. You're going to put in
Okay.
3 times the work. And I call it
Mm-hmm.
sweat equity.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in sweat equity in the beginning. And then you stable off. Then you can say, okay, I'm okay. Then you can kind of
Okay.
pick and choose who you do business and maybe increase your pricing. But
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
beginning,
that makes sense to me. That I'm like, okay, that, like, because I just trying to make sure that I can, pay everything. You know what I'm saying?
and even think about that. If you're charging $100 per assessment and and literally you're doing the assessment and then they decide that they don't want any of your packages, you're still making $100. If you're doing 10 people a week, that's $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
You do that a
Okay.
month, that's $4,000 just in assessments.
So you're saying start there and then work, your
Yeah,
way
then
up
they're
to,
paying you to sell them. So now you're in there, and now you have the sell, upsell, downsell, cross sell, data
okay.
sell,
All right.
as you are organically explaining their problem and giving them the regimen.
Okay. I just need to see
It's
the longevity in something. Like I
Yeah,
can't just be like, well, I'm just going to do $100 for everybody because then I'll just get burnt out on coaching, honestly, is what would
you're not
happen.
going to get burnt out. Think
Okay.
about this.
All
Think
right.
about this. Let's say, like, you have to get people, right? You have to get leads. You got to get people that you got to treat.
Mm-hmm.
So let's come up with another way. Let's go ahead and remove the whole TikTok live. And
Mm-hmm.
let's say that you're doing email blasts
Mm-hmm.
and somebody calls you up and you got to meet with them to see if they want to hire you. You're still doing the onboarding. You're still doing the conversion and you're not getting paid for it.
Right.
I'm showing you how you can do it and get paid $100 a pop. So
Okay.
even if you don't convert them, you still made $100.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I agree.
You're not going to get burnt out doing processing leads. That's any
Okay.
business.
All right.
If you're going to get burnt out in converting a lead, then you're in the wrong business.
Oh no, I just, you know, because
You're not.
I know there's a market for, because I went through a whole coaching program where they taught this, but they were, it was much higher amount, because like if you had
Once
$3,000 a
again,
person
the
times
price is based
four,
on the ailment. If
yeah.
you're dealing with chronic issues, you can charge 3, 4 thousand. If, like I said, I've even already told you that if they've had
Mhm.
this problem for several years, they pay like the pain is.
Yeah.
They'll pay the high amounts if it's chronic, but a lot of your beginner customers or your 50%, I would even say 50 or even 60% of the most of your customers are going to be one time I fix my problem because
Okay.
you don't have the authority yet. They don't know who you are. So they're not trying to stay long term. Fix my problem. You're going to get a lot of people that can't afford. That's the other part. Remember, I had a problem with the rideshare people that it was a
Hmm.
it was a bad demographic because they didn't save their money to pay their taxes. So it was
Hmm.
just a bad target market for me. You got to keep in mind that your target market are broke people who can't afford the hospital,
Hmm.
and you got to make adjustments for that demographic. You can't charge them $3,000. They're broke.
Hmm. Well, then I
But
also wonder, it should have later on, do I get into like a niche,
you're gonna get well, you're gonna get
where they're higher end,
yes, they're
particular
gonna come.
clients?
You're gonna get like
Because
maybe 60, 70% of people that just do it one time and they pay you 250, 100 to
yeah,
250, and you'll get a
yeah.
lot of those. Just like a
Hmm.
hospital, people are coming in and just minor energy, put a
Hmm.
band-aid on it. But some people come in with big issues where they got to stay for a whole week.
Okay.
But you gotta process the small ones to find the whales.
Yeah.
Believe me, they're in there. They're gonna come to
Hmm.
you. But a
Hmm.
lot of the most of the things you're going to process are the 100, 250, 100, 250.
Okay. Now I can see the vision of what you're saying, because I'm just like,
Yeah, you're,
okay.
you're not going to get a bunch of whales on every single time. It doesn't work that way.
Hmm.
Unless you went to a target market where you can find those people. But on TikTok Live, it's a lot
Yeah.
of just people who can't afford to go to the hospital. That is going to
Hmm.
be your default. Because think about it, that's the reason why they're going to the alternative medicine because they can't afford to go to the hospital. You're telling me
Hmm.
that you can fix my problem cheaper and quicker for less money? So you already know your demographic. They're cheap,
Okay.
broke, poor people.
Yeah.
But as you're treating those cheap, broke, poor people, the whales will come. The people with the
All right.
chronic issues will come.
Because I think I want to probably maybe tap into both markets
Of course.
is my feeling,
Yeah, you're gonna
because
a
I'm not
lot of
going to
it.
be here for because keep in mind too, we're saying, oh, it's only poor people are on, like that's not always the case with TikTok. There's people that
No,
can
I'm not saying that,
afford,
but the but the
that,
but the people who are interested in holistic medicine because they can't afford the hospital, they can't
yeah.
afford the hospital. That's how you know they're poor. They
Hmm.
don't have insurance. That's how you know they don't have a lot of money.
That's right. Yeah.
So those are
That
the
line
people
of
that are going
thinking
to
is
migrate.
absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the people that are going to migrate to you because they don't have that level of money for insurance and
Hmm.
hospital care. So they're going to
Okay.
come to you. So you already know people coming through the door, the people that stay in your live.
Hmm.
Because I promise you, the person who has money and insurance, they're going to look in and say, oh, yeah, I'm good. I got insurance. I don't need that. The people that are staying in
But
that room are the people
yeah,
that can't afford it.
then there's people like me that it's like, yeah, I do have insurance, but I don't like to put these things that are toxic in
Exactly.
my body. And
Exactly.
that's also the
Or,
market I want to get.
or
I think there's because there's part of me that like I'm a kind person and I'm, open to that and I want to see a lot of people get, help and healed. So I do want to see my people that are, can't really truly afford that and are looking for another way. I want to help those people, but also I know that there's a market of people that are like, hell no, I don't want any of that crap of, medications running through my body.
and that
And I can afford
yes,
coaching at the
and that's
hospital.
what I was going to say. The final thing I was going to say is that you're going to find the people that love the idea of fixing the underlying problem.
Hmm.
These are rich people. They've spent so much money. They're probably 5 years into the Rockefeller medicine, paying
Hmm.
for all those drugs and having all those side effects. And now they got a second pill. I'm telling you, when you start describing Rockefeller medicine, it is going to hit every pain point. I'm going through that right now. I've been going through
Hmm.
that for the past 10 years, and they're gonna gravitate towards you. So I
Yeah.
promise you, you're going to get those people that are willing to pay. But you have
Okay.
to accept that 60 to 70% are going to be the people with the 100, 250, 100, 250, 102 people. Some people
Okay.
that you do the assessment and they walk away because they can't afford anything else. You told them
Hmm.
the underlying condition, and now they want to go find a way that they can do it themselves.
Okay.
But
That's
you
where
know
we'll
what's going to
start
happen?
then.
Half of those people are going to come back because they're going to try to do it themselves. They're going to try to go to AI. They're going to try to go to YouTube, and they're going to fail. They're still going to fail because they don't have the motivation. They may get the answer, but they still don't have that person that's working with them to keep them on pace.
Hmm. And even if you're doing the 97 assessment, they know what now the underlying ailment, but they don't have the how.
There you go. Or the discipline to stick with the regimen.
Right.
That's what you're
Which is
offering.
what the health coaching, which
You
is
got it.
health coaching is really health habits that you're teaching people
There you go.
to have. Yeah. Okay.
All
We're
right.
clear
So
now.
yeah, and that's why I'm glad that I had this with you because you took that course and
Yeah.
thought it was going to be $3,000 per client. No,
Hmm.
doesn't work
Hmm.
that way. You're going to get a lot of clients on the low end, just like a hospital. Hospital doesn't have all. And I'm telling you, hospitals in Boca Raton, hospitals in where's Trump live at? You can go to the most richest area.
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
Those hospitals still service all the poor people. Because think about it, aren't the butlers and the limo drivers and the lawn care people who take care of the
Hmm.
property?
Hmm.
Those rich areas are still servicing the service staff, poor people,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the rich people come in and they make up for it.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the we have our just recap. We have our
We did this and we did hold on, let's see.
let me
We
see
did.
where
I
you are.
wanted to talk to you about name too.
Well, yeah,
Um,
hold on. Yeah, I know where I want to be.
yeah.
Well, let me let you finish first, but I know where I want to pick up.
Okay.
But you
Where
now
was
know
it?
how to do pricing, right? You now know how to do pricing.
Yeah, I guess I think we're doing we'll just do 100 like this.
Well, that's just examples. Like I said, it's all going to be different when you go to AI and find out how much the hospital charges. That's
Okay.
the anchor, and you're gonna do all of this based on what the hospital charges. And here's the thing. Let's get back on it. Here's the beautiful part. You don't have any expenses. Those partners at $100, you don't have that. You're only dealing with AI right now.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
promise you, your expenses aren't $50. So
Okay.
your biggest expense right now will probably be the referral. And even right now, going through TikTok Live, you don't even have referrals. I'm telling you, your pricing is on point. That even if you are charging, 400, 500, you're literally maybe $20 of it is expenses. You can eat pretty well, with $400 if you're charging clients $400. The $100 assessment, and then $400 over maybe 2 or 3 months. Even $400 over 2 or 3 months is still decent when you got 10 people doing it.
Hmm.
10 people per month at 400 is $4,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then the assessment is another $1,000. That's $5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
10 people. That's not a lot. You don't need a lot.
So 10 people,
10 people
you're
at
saying,
$400 a month. That's $4,000 a month.
yeah.
Then if you're charging $100 for another 10 people, the new people coming in, you got another 10 people at $100 a pop. That's another 1,000. So that's
Mm-hmm.
literally $5,000 a month for 10 leads and 10 clients, or and yeah, 10 clients. Yeah, 10 leads and 10 clients make you $5,000 a month.
Okay.
That's a no-brainer. If you're going on TikTok every day, you should be getting 5 to 10 leads a day on
Oh,
TikTok
wow. Really?
if you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
But even if it's 2 or 3 leads, let's say you're getting 10 leads a week,
Yeah.
even if you're getting 10 leads a week. Now here's where the funnel comes in, right? Because like I said, I like the fact that you're getting your customers directly face to face. So let's say you are getting 10 leads a week. I'm sorry, a day. 5 days, if you go on TikTok every single day, that's 50 leads a week. Well, keep in
Mm-hmm.
mind, you're not those 50 people are not going to accept the $100 assessment price.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the 50 people per week, if you can get 5 or 10 people for that week, let's say you get 5 out of the 50 people, 5 people pay the $100. That means you made $500 for the week.
Okay.
Over a course of a month, that's $2,000.
Mm-hmm. Right.
50 leads a week, 5 people out of the 50, which is a easy. What's
Mm-hmm.
that? 10%. 5 people, and like I said, if you have the authority and the expertise, and you're selling all of that kind of stuff, they're gonna jump
Yeah.
at it.
And
Some people, and like I said,
and
some people want the diagnosis of what the underlying problem is. They're paying the $100 just for that. They know they're gonna walk away, but I want to know what my problem is.
okay. And for this, you would say, hey, DM me, and then there wouldn't be like a Zoom call or whatnot
I,
to
I
lead
try
them
to I
into
try to
that,
I try to
or
get to know them on the WhatsApp first. Some people
okay.
immediately want to go to the Zoom because they want to get the diagnosis as soon as
Oh, okay,
possible.
okay, okay.
But if you're dealing with a real client that has real issues, I would love to kind of talk to them, get them to ask questions, the Q&A on the WhatsApp first. But there are people that's going to want to go, how do I book the Zoom? They're going
Uh-huh.
to want to go right to it. And the
Yeah.
and the two people that's going to do that are the people with the chronic illness. They want to get it
Uh-huh.
done as quick as possible. And the people
Sure.
that only want the assessment. They
Uh-huh.
know they're not going to use you,
Okay.
but they want that final assessment so they can go out on their own and try to fix it on their own.
Uh-huh. Right.
So those two people that's going to immediately say, hey, can I book the Zoom?
Okay. And
But there
then
are
while
some
you're
people
in
that
the
may have
Zoom,
additional questions.
yes, and then when you're in the Zoom, then are you, leading them into the next part of like, hey, I have this next thing if you
Well,
want
yeah, like
more,
I said,
or
it's
like,
it's, it's conversational, and that's why we're going to go through the sell, upsell, downsell, cross sell, data sell. That's the whole process inside that Zoom.
okay,
But it's conversational, and you're hitting off points. Like I said, you're figuring out the onboarding. Like
yeah,
while you're doing the onboarding and figuring out their problem and doing the assessment, while you're doing all of that, you're literally going through the sell, upsell, downsell, cross sell, data sell in a very conversational way. They don't even realize they're being
okay,
sold.
okay. Maybe I should be recording this now. I'm
I'm
like,
I'm
oh,
recording.
oh, okay, all
I'm
right.
recording. You're
Because
gonna get a
I'm
copy.
just I don't want to forget all of
I
the
know.
nuggets. I'm
That's
like, I
why.
just
Yeah,
knew. All right.
I'm
Yep.
recording it for you. You'll get it after. I got to process it. I got to get back on my client, make sure she's taken care of. But after I get
Okay.
her letter taken care of later this evening,
Yeah.
I'll send you a copy of this.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
So,
now, well, let me
mhm.
let you finish because I want to get into the partnerships.
Yeah.
But let me let you
Okay.
finish first.
Yeah, no, no. I just wonder what are we gonna discuss next, or
Well, now
like,
we're
I know
gonna
we
get into
talked
building your
about.
partners. We're gonna build your
Okay.
partners now. So now I want
Okay.
you to go further down into the page, and I want you to create another table, and I want you
Hmm.
to just click off of that, or just click down to a new section. Um, and I want you to go to insert table, and then I want you to do. Hold on, I want you to do 11. I was trying to
Rows.
say two by 11.
Okay. Well, it's okay. I'll
Don't
take
don't
it
worry, don't worry. Well, just hit the back button. Just hit the back button,
and delete the
or even that.
column.
Okay, perfect. So do you have it? Well,
Okay.
you can hit tab at the end. So here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
The
Mhm.
labels in the top is going to be um, problem
Mhm.
and then solution.
Okay.
So we got to figure out our pain points before we can figure out our partners.
Okay. Sorry. Go
I know I
ahead.
do this. I do the same thing. It's over there.
This
It's hit.
one.
It's always hidden.
Yep.
There we go. So
Same here.
now let's figure out. Now you said you had those ailments. Do you have a list of those
Yeah,
ailments?
right here.
You
Like
should be
acid
able to just
reflux.
copy those cells and copy it right into your table.
Okay. Okay. It
Beautiful.
disrupts a little bit, but it's fine.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna end up deleting this. I just want to kind of, or not even delete it, but we can format it later on. I just want to kind of get it. So now,
Yeah.
what is the quickest solution? Now, keep in mind you're inside of the TikTok, you're inside of the WhatsApp, you're inside of the Zoom. So you want to always be reiterating what the underlying condition is. So the solution is not what you're going to do, it's the underlying condition. So you know what? Let's do this. So right click another cell to the left and let's put the underlying condition first.
Okay.
So
So
create a
hold on,
row
hold on, hold
to
on.
the
Hold on.
left.
1 second. 1 second. Okay. Insert a column to the left.
Yeah, okay, so there is the underlying condition and then the solution that you're going to provide.
Uh-huh.
So what is the underlying condition of the acid reflux? And if you don't know, you may want to go
Hmm.
to AI and find out what is the underlying condition of how that of what that problem is.
Maybe
And
like
you're going to anchor,
inflammation of the cup.
yeah, like you can put something now, but you definitely want to maybe go and find
Okay.
um,
And
you
then the
know, a way.
solution. Okay.
Well, just put in something real quick. Don't put the whole thing. Just put like a 1 or 2 word, you know, solution in.
Okay.
Um,
So I'll just say fermented foods or something.
exactly. And the reason why I say is because this is the dialogue. This is the conversation.
Uh-huh.
And when they come to you and say, "Hey man, I got acid reflux real bad, man. I've had it for like 3 to 5 years, man. I just don't know what to do." Well, let me let you know. And then, like I said, before you even have that, if you because you should be on the onboarding inside of the TikTok or inside of the WhatsApp, you should already know what their problem is before you ever log into Zoom. So you're gonna
Right.
go to AI, to go to your staff and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
acid reflux, give me a history lesson of
Okay.
how the diet of America, the transition or the evolution of American diet. How is that exacerbated acid reflux? How is acid reflux getting worse over the years? What is it about our diet in our way of eating in our culture that may increasing acid reflux? Add those kind of things to AI. So now that's the teaching
Mm-hmm.
element.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's go ahead and do that. Do another
Okay.
right
Yeah.
click and do another row. If Why would do on the other side where you want to do the because you want to do the underlying condition after you do the education. So put education there or teaching element. That's cool. So move that over. So now you want to teach them how does the acid reflux come about? I'm sorry. How did it develop? Why is it so bad? Why are you having a problem with it?
Okay. And you said ask AI
Yeah, ask
what?
AI for a overview of how that problem has gotten worse over the years. What is it about our the eating habits of America, or I'm trying to find the right words. I don't want to say the diet, but the processing of our foods, or you can find different things we have issues here that might be causing the acid reflux. So
Okay.
find a different prompts that you can ask AI the right question, and now in that conversational manner, did you know that why you're having the acid reflux problem? Well, no, the hospital never tells me, and then you lock it in, and they're never going to. That's Rockefeller medicine, which is why you're here in this Zoom, so we can get away from that. So let me go ahead and
Okay.
explain to you very quickly in a couple of minutes on why you're having that problem with acid reflux, and then you go through what you learn on AI. And then
Okay.
after you give all of the educational elements, now let me go ahead and tell you, the underlying condition. And you might want to give them 2 or 3 based on AI again. Maybe 2 or 3 reasons. You don't want to lock it down to one because maybe the onboarding that you did doesn't allow you to come up with that final conclusion. So you might be able to give them, here are the three options on what the underlying condition may be. Go ahead and give it to them. And then now the onboarding continues. So based on what you've gone through, which one of these sound like more of what of which is more familiar of your eating habits, your diet, and your lifestyle? Well,
Hmm.
it definitely seems like this. And then now you got a direction to go. If you think it's this one, you should have some initial questions that you can ask, some additional questions to ask that will help to determine if that's the actual problem. And that's what you were talking about with your little table, where there are certain things you can ask to kind of figure out, if that is the final
My
thing.
question.
Yeah. And then now in the solution, we're not giving them a diagnosis. We're not saying this is definitely it. Well, here's what I would consider based on my expertise. Here's what I would consider you look into. Like I said, you're not telling them what to do yet. You're not definitely not telling them to take anything. So here's what I would suggest that you look into or consider, um, and then give them the options based on what you think what you determine the underlying condition is. Now,
Okay.
if we and then here's your disclaimer,
Hmm.
and I'll give you an example. I just dealt with my client that I'm dealing with today. She forced me. She
Hmm.
forced me to tell her that the letter that I was doing for her was going to be ready on Monday. I already told her that there's a high probability it's not going to. I said I'm going to work the whole weekend and I'm going to try to make that letter available for you on Monday. So when she
Hmm.
called me yesterday, she was frustrated that the letter wasn't done.
Hmm.
Well, I was expecting and I scheduled to go over the letter today and it's not done. And I said, Patricia, I said, it's an estimation.
Hmm.
I said, I never said that that letter was definitely going to be done today. It was an estimation. I said, so I told you that I'm going to work with the rest of today to make sure it's done. I said, but I'm letting you know that I worked all day Saturday till like 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Oh,
you can't
wow.
tell me that I didn't work hard on it.
Hmm.
It's just not possible for the time period that I had. And here's the other anchor that I told her, and she didn't. And I think she finally adjusted, but she didn't like
Hmm.
the answer.
Hmm.
I said, here's the thing about the way that I work, Patricia. I said, I have a way my entire adult life that I have ability of simplifying the process. I said, this legal letter that I'm putting together, if you were to try to get it at a law firm, it would take them 3 weeks to a month. And I'm doing it in 3 days over
Hmm.
a weekend.
Yeah.
So you're spoiled that I can do it in 3 days instead of understanding that this is not normal.
God, yes.
So change the whole direction of the conversation. I said, so I'm going to make sure the letter's done today. That's the conversation we had yesterday. I'm going to make sure the letter's done today, and then tomorrow we'll be able to go over it. So, what I'm telling you
Mhm.
is that you have to have that ability of talking to the client and never giving a definite time, never giving a definite diagnosis. So the disclaimer is, if we determine that that underlying condition is not correct, we may have to reassessment. We may have to meet again to do another reassessment.
Okay. Underlying ailment is not
It's
correct.
not accurate or correct, then we have to revisit, um, have another assessment, because that's exactly what hospitals do. They keep asking questions, they keep trying different things until they find out what the underlying problem is. A lot of times you're not going to get it right the first time. It's a process of elimination. This
Yes.
is a part of the process.
You know, on one of these chats that I did with, I think ChatGPT or Claude, I think it also put out a disclaimer that said like it said the educational purposes only and blah blah
Yes.
blah, like what you're talking about.
Yep.
Do
And like
you, is
and
that something that you would say like at the beginning of a session, like, hey, this is for
you
educational purposes. I'm
you
not
you you can, and I would probably like have those to kind of say, hey, just
actually, you know
for,
what? I'm gonna put it in the onboarding.
well, that too, yeah, exactly, in the presentation, in the introduction. But I'll tell you someplace else, because
Hmm.
depending on how the conversation goes, or how
Yeah.
quickly they want to get through things, at some point you're going to give them some kind of a document. Like you're gonna create some kind of a form that you can fill out for the assessment. Like it'll say
Yeah.
assessment at the top. At the bottom of the assessment, it will tell them all the disclaimers.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're not a
Yeah.
doctor. You're not giving medical advice. This is for educational purposes only. And you are not advocating that that any of the assessment or solutions are going to work.
Hmm.
We'll come up with that entire thing. I'll find a way to come up with the legalese that'll be on every
Hmm.
single assessment form, and anything
Okay.
else that you give. That thing will be on the website. That those disclaimers will be there.
Hmm. Yeah, because I'm not. We
I
already
got
talked
you.
about that.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I got you. So
Yep.
now we got the process, the teaching element to kind of, and that's all the authority and the expertise and all of that to gain that trust.
Okay.
Underlying condition, you should have multiple different ones, and kind of through the onboarding and more question and answer, you can figure out which direction to go. And then now you should have two or three
Hmm.
solutions based on each one. And I'll tell you something else. Sometimes the solutions will be the same no matter what the underlying condition is.
Hmm. That's
And I'm and I
interesting.
and I
Huh.
and I'm gonna stress the placebo elements. And I'll tell you why you need to have them in there. Because some of these people, like I said, are going to come in looking for the assessment, looking for the underlying condition, and they're going to try to go fix it themselves. I like to mix it up to
Hmm.
where they don't know what the actual solution is. I
Hmm.
know what the one thing that's going to fix their problem. There's this one thing that they're eating that I know, like the red dye number 5. Well, let's say they love Mountain Dew. I had a girlfriend that used to drink 3 or 4 cans of Mountain Dew a day,
Yeah.
and between the carbonation and the green dye, she was
Oh
having
God.
respiratory issues and all kind of issues. I know what the
Yeah.
problem is, but I'm going to give you 5 things: detox, drinking water, go to sleep. I'm going to give you 5 different things.
Hmm.
And then at the tail end, I'm going to say, well, let's go ahead and cut down on carbonation. So you're not even going to tell them that it's Mountain Dew. You need to cut out all carbonation.
Uh-huh.
So you want to hide the solution within
So,
what you want to hide the underlying condition within the solution sometimes.
hmm.
You want to
I
make sure
don't,
that
yeah,
they
I'm just not understanding what would be placebo things to tell. Like, I don't know.
drinking water, fasting for 24 hours. Sometimes that stuff is not going to help in the overall condition.
Mm.
Getting 8 hours sleep. Now,
Mhm.
overall, it's going to help, but it's not going. It's not the one specific thing that's going to fix the problem.
Okay. Because I don't, I probably won't call it placebo because I do think those things actually help.
I'm calling it a placebo between me and you because it's
Yeah.
not going to
Okay.
fix the problem.
Okay. So let's say there's a primary and then there's secondary things to do.
It's not even
Those are like,
secondary. It's literally not going to do anything. Whether they go to sleep or not, whether they drink the water or not, it's not going to
uh-huh,
fix the problem.
uh-huh.
That's
Hmm.
what I mean about by placebo. It's something that you're throwing in there. You can tell them to meditate for an hour. It's not going to affect anything.
Uh,
That's the kind of things you want to have in there. Take a vitamin, take an all-purpose vitamin. It's not going to do anything.
mm-hmm.
But you have no idea how psychology will come in and say, "Oh man, that worked."
Okay. Uh, so I don't know other
So
item.
just kind of in your spare time, come up with some placebo ideas that you can just add to the solution to kind of mask what the real issues are, because they may go to other places, they may get other diagnoses, they may go other places, they may go to AI, and they're gonna wonder,
Uh-huh.
well, why is she giving me these other 3 things? She must really know what she's talking about.
Uh-huh. Okay. So that's the purpose of those.
Yeah, you don't want to give away your ace in the hole on what you're really doing for them.
Hmm.
Hide it within other things that you're adding to the solution and the remedy and the regimen.
So here's what I'll do. The the bullseye one is the real. The other things are
Yeah,
whatever.
just placebo items. and
Mm.
and and even placebo, you can go and ask AI. Give me some ideas that people will do to increase their health that are considered to be placebo therapy or
Mhm.
placebo,
Okay.
and they'll give you some ideas you can start with.
Give me SIBO ideas related to health for each
Yeah,
problem.
related to each health problem. Um, so now, as we go through here, we got our problem, we got our solution, our problem, and our solution. So now, um, Show me a list of all of them. Let me see. So
Hmm.
all of these, you really, like I said, number one, we know it's diet. We know it's always going to come back to diet. So what you were saying that sometimes, they may want to actually see a physical dietitian in the room. Like I said, it helps them appreciate that you're doing your job. If you're the
Hmm.
only one, it's not the same. Especially, and this is what I mean. If you got somebody willing to pay $3,000 a month, bring in more people.
Hmm.
Pay them $100, $200. The effect is what you're selling.
Hmm.
If you're paying me $3,000, yeah, I'll bring in a couple of people because it's within my framework of my spread of my what I say my margins.
Hmm.
I don't mind bringing somebody in for an hour session for $100, $200, 500, whatever it is,
Yeah.
like because you're selling the value.
With
So
that,
that
do
is
you,
go ahead.
quick question for you, like when you're, you were saying like, oh, when we first started, like, contacting other people and then you're the middleman. Does it work that the patient then just pays you and then you take your cut and then you give the rest, you pay then for the consultant under your, because you don't want the patient to see like, oh, this thing really costs 200, but you're charging
Yeah,
230.
you're gonna have that conversation before you ever bring them into the Zoom.
Uh-huh.
You're already gonna determine how much you're gonna pay them before you bring them into the Zoom,
Okay. Okay.
right? And because of that, if you are at that level where you're bringing in somebody, you should already have gotten payment to make sure that
Right.
you're able to pay them.
Exactly. So like
Yeah,
I get, let's say I get the, whatever, 400-ish or something like that. And then I say, okay,
yeah. Let me go
the rest
get
of.
a dietitian. Let me go get somebody of authority, that can add on to the value of this presentation. Same thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes your partnership doesn't have to be a monetary transaction. Maybe you're giving them like with me when I brought that guy in.
Hmm.
I ended up paying him but the way that I did it was I didn't pay him out of my pocket. Well, technically I did, but his book was $20 or something. So all I did was I asked him to donate a book. I said I have 10 students. It was a digital copy, so he wasn't coming out of pocket for anything. So I said, hey, um, I'm gonna buy your book for $25 and I'll just give it to my students for free.
Hmm.
So he made $250. When you guys came in and paid that money for that
Hmm.
webinar, I just made sure
Hmm.
that my margins allocated that $250.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I didn't go to that particular one, but I know,
I
I
know,
think.
but just given
So,
how to set it up, you know how
yep.
much it's going to cost. You have a
Hmm.
roundabout idea how many people, and that's why I keep telling people book the event. Let me know you're going to come because I'm negotiating different pieces. I say even if
Hmm.
you haven't paid yet, at least book it and then let me know you're going to be there because I'm using those numbers to create my margins.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Yep. Okay.
All
So
right.
really I should, I'll fill out this, then also
The
do this, the go through each ailment to find out how much it would cost for the hospital.
Yeah.
And when we're saying hospital, we're talking about just like the ER visit, or we're
Yeah,
saying like,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Most times it's going to be an ER visit. We're not doing staying overnight because the AI will give you that option. They like it actually did, but just go by the regular visit going in, whether you're going through the front door or going through the ER. They're going to charge you for coming into that hospital either way. Like I said, it's going to be a range. You can pick any range, anything within that range. You don't have to, and I don't want you to use the range. I want to use the exact amount. So I
Hmm.
said, go to 800, go and truthfully, it may come down to the client, how much they can afford. Which anchor do you want to use? Because once again, if they go look it up, and this is why I talk about the transparency. If they decided what to go look it up, and this is why you got to factor in that we're in an age now of AI. So you want
Yeah.
to make sure that what you're presenting will come up in an AI results.
Hmm.
That's going to also show your authority. Oh man, well, she gave me exactly what the AI told me.
And then should you be saying that in the lives? Like, if you were to go to, would you say that? Like, or do
No,
you just
in
let
the
it?
in the in the Zoom because, like I said, most people in the live are not going to look it up. We know those people are out there. Yeah, but the people that are booking the event and you're in the Zoom with them, you
Uh,
may want to say, hey, especially in the beginning, and you're only doing it to lock in authority and trust. If anything that I could discuss in this room that you don't understand, I can answer the question. But I know some people, and I'm not saying you, but I know some people may be a little bit embarrassed about, because there are no stupid questions for me, but some people may be embarrassed about asking certain questions. So I have no problem if you take some of the information that we discuss in here and then go into AI to validate what I tell you is true. They're going to
Yeah.
love that.
Okay. Well, what about, I mean, I guess what I'm saying about the anchoring, when you're talking about pricing, are you saying, hey, if you were to go into AI, like when you start getting into pricing and saying, yeah, if you were to get in, to go to AI and look up how much it would be for an ER visit, you'll find that, it'd be well over $800 to whatever. And I'm saying, meet
I,
me with me for 97.
I wouldn't do that because
Uh-huh.
you don't know. Every AI is different and the
Yeah.
prompt is different. Your
Okay.
prompt might get that number. They
So
may
how are
put
you
in a
going to
different prompt and get a different
successfully?
number.
Okay, yes,
So don't
exactly.
do the AI. Just tell them what the hospital will charge.
Oh, okay. So
And
you
once
would just
again,
say,
because you're a nurse and you have credentials, they understand or they assume that you're getting the price because of your expertise.
okay, and that I've been in the hospitals or whatever.
There
And
you
that's
go.
fine,
And that's fine. That gives you
So
more
I would just
authority,
say
more
in the
yeah,
hospital, they would charge you
there you
this
go.
amount for an ER visit, and you could just see me for 97 and be done with it.
There you go.
And do you say, like, I don't even know if it's proper to say what I would charge for that one-time assessment type
Well,
visit,
well,
on TikTok. Do you mention that or no? Or
no,
do
no,
you,
no. Don't. I don't
oh, don't
mention
talk about
pricing. Yeah, I don't mention pricing on TikTok. You just want to book the session.
it?
Get them
Okay.
to contact you back. Just leads. Um, but here is a part of the pitch. I promise you, no matter what I charge you, it's going to be cheaper because we're fixing the underlying problem.
Okay.
I can 100% guarantee. Remember I told you how you gain more authority is through guarantees. And you can guarantee that your pricing will always be better, will always be cheaper. 100% guarantee. I challenge you to go to a hospital and find a cheaper way of doing this because I'm going to do it in less time and we're going to fix the underlying problem so you don't have to keep dealing with the ailment. You don't have to keep
Mhm.
going back and getting hospital visits, and you don't have to keep taking medicine over the long duration.
Okay.
So just give them the quote of what it would be, and if some people want to go and look it up, that's fine. Whether
Mhm.
it's whether it's looking up the ailment or the solution or looking up the price. But 99% of people will trust what you tell them. And even if they do, that's the reason why I say this. Even if they do go and look it up, most likely it's going to be roughly around the same time because it's going to be roughly around the same amount because there's a range. The AI is not giving you an exact amount. So
Okay.
whatever you're charging should be within that range,
Hmm.
or whatever you're quoting them should be within that range.
Yeah.
All right.
97 is definitely a good deal. Like
Yeah.
that's like very good.
So yeah. So basically, the only thing that I see of a partner that you would need is the dietitian at this point. Um, you may need, like I said, well, let's actually do this because there are others for getting into the chronic areas. So we
Uh-huh.
do know that we may need a dietitian. I'm going to give you a list of all of them, and I don't know if you have these. Have you made a list of partners yet?
Well, I thought this was
I know
this
we're going
was
to do it, but I just want to see if have you done anything like that yet.
just what's on here where I was just thinking about I wasn't even thinking about dietitians because I think that really what you need is either herbalist or a nurse, a natural health practitioner or a natural health MD. Not they're not sorry, not MD, an ND
Well,
as
we
in
we have four types of partners, right? So
okay.
go down to the bottom, make another table
Uh-huh.
of four columns,
Okay.
and then put those partners at the top.
Got it.
Service, um,
4 columns. How long? Like two
um,
or
well,
seven?
we're gonna list it in there, so technically it can be two or three
Oh,
rows, 2 or 3 rows, doesn't matter, because
okay.
the first one's gonna be the header. So put in service, um,
I have your
distribute. I
your
know,
PowerPoint here. Hold on.
I know distributors one and revenues one, but I'm missing the second one.
Hmm.
You can scroll up to your thing. What does it say? You have it inside your thing. Scroll up to the mutuality section.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, right here. Service partners,
Yeah,
distributor partners.
distributor. And I don't have all of them.
Oh,
I
got you,
have the
got you, got you.
PowerPoint here, but like it doesn't have this particular
Oh, I
PowerPoint.
can look it up. I have mine up. I already
Okay.
have mine up and running. Give me a second. Um, Service
Oh,
marketing. Yeah. So you
service
have your service
marketing. I
partners
see it
marketing.
now.
Yeah. Service marketing distributor revenue.
Okay.
All right.
Service.
So let's do service partners first. We know dietitian is probably going to be your main one if you decide to do it. I'm telling you, probably like with you, probably 80% of the time you're not going to need a secondary. You're not going to need the partners coming in unless,
Right.
like I said, unless it's chronic and you need to show value. Most AI can do most of this for you, but there
Okay.
are instances you're going to need the dietitian. What is the other thing we talked about? Herbalist. You may need to bring somebody in that kind of knows herbs, maybe a little bit better than you, just like to have that physical person. So herbalist, dietitian,
Mhm. Hold on, hold on.
um,
Okay. So hold on.
go ahead,
Herbalist.
herbalist, dietitian, and then now we get into a little bit of the higher assessment where you're going to need somebody that can do physicals. So I say lab work, but they can go to any clinic. So put clinic down for like physicals, and then a lab for like lab work. How
Um,
much is a physical normally? Do you know
I
what
don't
it runs?
know. Mm-mm.
Let me look it up.
Hold on. Dietitian. And then what was the last clinical and then lab work? Did you say?
Yeah, you need lab for lab work, and then you need like a doctor, somebody that doesn't mind doing telemedicine.
Yeah, but not a doctor, like a naturopath, basically.
Well, yeah, like, exactly. Somebody, and even somebody like
ND.
like yeah, like Jay that does acupuncture and that kind of stuff. That does Eastern medicine.
Okay.
So you can bring in
Or
somebody like that.
a
But
doctor of
sometimes it's so chronic that you may need a physical doctor. So don't discount a real doctor as well.
hmm.
So cost of a physical.
Okay.
The average cost $100. That's what I thought it was. Anywhere between 100 to 350 without insurance.
Okay.
If it's with insurance, it's between $10 to $50.
Okay. So 300 without insurance.
Yeah, anywhere between 100 to 350, and then I would have them. And this is another thing about finding the partners. You want to find the people. Like even when you call around, you ask their
Mhm.
address. You want to call around and see if there's anybody that can do the physical for $100.
Okay.
Especially if they don't have insurance. If they answer that question, I have insurance, and they're a little bit broke, you
Hmm.
can do some a little bit of some due diligence to find maybe a clinic around the area, one of those
Hmm.
urgent cares that may charge $100 for it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you got the clinic for the physical, and the physical is basically telling you like reflexes or high blood pressure, any of those kind of things that it may be something so simple. Um, And then since you're the one contacting them, you can let them know I am a nurse. I am
Hmm.
working with them on some therapies. I'm going to send them to you. You can let them know the name. You can maybe even book the appointment, whatever you want to do, or at least let them put it in their system that this person is going to be calling. And when that person does call and they drop your name, you'll be able to attribute them to me. Um, um, and see, I don't know how that works with HIPAA, so they won't be able to tell you anything. They got to give everything to the patient, and then the patient gives you everything. Correct?
Are you talking about if I'm this
If you
scenario, is
contact
it?
the clinic,
Yeah.
they
And
can't give you any information because of HIPAA. They're going to give everything
no.
to the client.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so just make sure, yeah, so just have make sure when you find the clinic or whatever, and you tell the patient, make sure that and you may even this is what I mean about the value. You may even want to create a set of questions
Hmm.
that you can give the client to ask the clinic or at, or whoever they meet. when they're inside, they're getting their physical. There may be some additional question that you want them to ask, and then have them bring the answers to those questions back to you along with the physical. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So there we have that. So now we basically have all our basic partners in our service. So we have the dietitian, the herbalist, the dietitian, um
Okay.
the clinic, the lab, and then maybe a holistic doctor, and then a medical doctor. And those are just the different levels of how bad their condition is.
Hmm.
So now marketing partners, and this is where you got to get very creative on what you're trying to do. So, is there a medical journal?
What do you mean? There's a whole bunch of medical
I
journals
know.
out.
I'm looking it up now. List of medical journals. New England Journal of Medicine. Um, no, let me tell you what we're looking for. Let me give it. Oh yeah. So there are some more um service partners. You want a trainer,
Uh-huh.
and you want a, what do you call something that Jay does with the acupuncture and the adjustment, like when they adjust you, they adjust your
Oh,
back.
yeah, they'll like a chiropractor, but that's not
Yeah,
what Jay is. Jay's a doctor of osteopathy.
I know, but I'm telling you, there's different levels.
Osteopathy is more bones.
Yeah,
They
but you
don't
want to
they
have the
don't do
different
adjustments
levels.
like that, you know?
Yeah, you want to have the
Okay.
different levels. So include the chiropractor, include
Uh-huh.
whatever Jay does. That's that thing. But yeah, those are extra things, and the trainer, because you don't know if some of the stuff that they're going through is like just laying around the house. It's just they need to get up and get the blood flowing. They need to do some kind of
Oh,
exercise.
like a
So you want to
personal
have
trainer.
somebody, yeah, you want to have
Hmm.
some kind of a trainer on your list as well.
Okay.
That either you can assign them, that you can either assign the client to work with them, or you can
Yeah.
get the pointers from the trainer and then introduce it in your Zoom. The
Mm-hmm.
trainer can
Okay.
create their own regimen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now
Yep.
that you're going to pay for that regimen, I'll pay you $100 for you to create a nice training regimen for me. So
Okay.
you definitely want a trainer. Um, but that should be good,
Like
depending on
that
what
list.
on what
Yeah.
you're doing. So
Mm-hmm. I think
now,
that's really complete. Yeah.
yeah, that's a really, really decent list. So now, when you are, let me go back,
Marketing.
marketing. So what I was looking for is, the first thing I look for are some kind of, because it's marketing, right? So I'm looking for something to give me a really good name brand. And the first thing,
Okay.
and let me actually do a side point real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that I talked about when we're doing our analysis. I talked about syndication, where all the articles are on all the platforms,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I actually know how to get any article you put in syndication.
Uh-huh.
There's a strategy to it. And here's why you want that to be. So if you going out, it's basically a form of marketing where you're creating blogs
Okay.
about the different ailments, and those blogs can be on your website. You may want to post those blogs on something like Reddit. A lot of people are using Substack, like the
Uh,
news lady and Aaron, all those news people on
yeah.
TikTok. They have Substacks
Mm-hmm.
where they post their news articles. So you
Mm-hmm.
want to have some kind of a place where you can post your different blogs,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's a lot of the syndication are just blogs. People are going out finding blogs, and then they will repost the blog as a news article.
Okay.
Let me tell you the power in that.
Okay. Uh-huh.
You post an article about a natural cure for migraines, right? And then now, you, depending on the strategy that I give you, you get a
Yeah.
news platform to pick up that article and repost it on, let's
Mm-hmm.
say, men's journal, men's health journal, something like that. They
Hmm.
repost your article. You can now put on your website as seen in Men's Health Journal.
Oh, that's how that works. Oh my
So you
gosh.
see, you go to those websites and they have all of those logos as
Yes.
seen on.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. They're able to put their article in syndication inside of an article. I'm sorry, inside of a publication.
So if it gets picked
Now,
up,
now sometimes it's literally, people are just love it so much that they're picking it up on their own. But there is a strategy where you can actually get them to post the article, and that's all you need to do. If they post it,
like Women's Journal or
you
something.
can now advertise on your website or inside of your TikTok as
Yeah.
seen in.
Yeah. I don't know that technique or how to
Well,
do
I'm going
it,
to show
but
you. Don't worry,
oh.
I'm going to show you. Um, but we'll get to that. That's a part of the marketing. But
Hmm.
I think about these kind of things because using their reputation as a reputable news source
Hmm.
is validating your trust, your authority, your reputation, your brand.
Yeah.
Is elevating it. So what I look for is it possible that I can incorporate a subscription to Men's Journal, to anything like that that fits what their ailment is? Is it possible that I can get a subscription of that at a nominal fee? I can reach out to them and say, hey, I got clients that would love subscriptions of your publication. Is there a way that I can get a better rate than just a regular rate? And sometimes they'll do it, sometimes they don't. And even if they don't, eat the cost. And if you do get that person that's willing to pay $3,000 for 6 months of regimen, can you
Hmm.
imagine them getting a monthly subscription of a publication that fits right in line with their ailment?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what you're now going to say is, I'm partnering with them. I partner with such and such, and I'm going to give you a subscription along with your therapy.
Okay.
And now they literally think that you're working with these big, huge name brands.
Price. So, and you'd be asking for a discounted price or either that or I eat the cost if it's a
Yeah,
like
you try to get the
3K.
discount first, and you just email somebody from that publication and say, "Hey," their marketing department, and say, "Hey, here's my situation." And then there's a sales letter you put together to get the yes. I'll work with you on that. But there's a way you can present it to where they're getting name recognition. By you giving it to your client base. You
Hmm.
know, People are understanding that the publication exists. They're seeing the benefit of it, and we know
Okay.
how publications work. They're going to give those publications out to their friends. After they're done reading it, it's not going to sit in a box somewhere. They're probably going to give it to a brother, a sister, a relative, and now people are learning about your publication.
Cool.
So you can kind of word it that way to get them to give you a better discount. Now sometimes they want to know numbers, like how many people are you going to refer, that type of thing.
Mm.
You may not be able to give it to them on that level. So if you can't get the discounts, then just like I said, when you do your pricing, that's a part of your
Yeah.
expenses. Just add it to your expenses and eat the whole thing.
Okay.
But it's definitely going to give you a little bit of, and you put that expense in marketing. All of those
Mm.
subscriptions go into your marketing.
Add it
So you may want to research
into
some
the.
medical or some, not really medical, because nobody's going to sit there and read a medical journal if you're not a doctor, but some of those health magazines, Clean Living. Let me see if there's anything on holistic. Let's see if there's any holistic
Hmm.
list holistic um magazine,
Like, I
health
wonder.
magazines.
Hold on. Natural Health Magazine. Uh,
Let's see, we got
oh, top
eating
10.
eating eating well magazine, whole lifetimes, healthy magazine, Healthline Nutrition, Alive. These are all publications that you can contact to see if you can get Mother Earth Living, well-being,
Hmm.
women's health, men's health,
Mm-hmm.
prevention, runner's world,
Okay.
holistic living. like I said, you can reach out to these people and see what their, you go to the website and then maybe reach out to them and see what their subscription is. They usually
Yeah.
do like maybe 3, 4 payments, like you pay quarterly, and it usually ends up being like maybe $5 or something like that. But like I said, give them a 3 month, 6 month, 1 year subscription based on availability
Yeah.
or based on the regimen, and then like I said, just add it to the cost.
Okay. They
It
shouldn't be
gives
that
it,
expensive,
yeah,
like because
exactly. It adds the
magazines.
value, but it also adds to your authority.
Okay.
So that's the first marketing partner. It's some kind of a health magazine.
Okay. Cool.
You want to put that in the table, yeah. So put a health magazine,
Oh, at the top here.
yeah. Put a health magazine or publication. Um, um. Now you may want to also try to find events. Even what we were talking about with was it Willie that was doing the nonprofits? So think about
Hmm.
some of these events. Some of these events are cancer awareness, diabetes month, diabetes
Okay.
awareness. So you can also try to attend any events, any nonprofit events dealing with those ailments. So the 4K runs, there's a lot of they do a lot of runs for those kind of events. So if you just
Okay.
attend those and you have your placard and you can just walk around and just talk to the different medical companies, the sponsors, definitely those 4K, 1K, 2K runs, any of those kind of events. So events are another marketing platform. And you may
Awesome.
even want to be a sponsor at those events. Once you get everything up and running,
Yeah.
you might even think about taking a portion of your profits and look into being a sponsor where you can offer your holistic version of medicine.
Okay.
Now put the sponsor in a separate one. So
Okay.
the events just attending is one thing, but being a sponsor is a whole nother one.
Okay.
Put that in a separate cell. The sponsor. Just copy it out
Oh,
or
just
cut it out. No, yeah,
okay.
cut that out. Highlight it. Yeah, and then cut that into the next cell.
Into here. Okay.
So any other ideas you can think of about marketing? Those are
Okay.
pretty three decent marketing partners.
Yeah. What
Now keep
about
this now keep this in mind.
uh-huh.
I don't mean to cut you off. Let me say this. And
Yep.
I'll hand it over to you. Any of your
Okay.
service providers can be your marketing partners.
Okay, hold on.
Any of your service providers can be your marketing partners. You gotta negotiate on like you may want to go to those events with them where both of you are walking around talking to different people.
Oh,
You may
okay.
you may want to split the sponsorship with them.
Okay.
So any of your service providers can be your marketing partners. Either maybe advertising in a newspaper, advertising in those journals.
Okay. Ads in the journals.
Yeah, ads in the journals,
Um,
offering your holistic medicine. And if you know that you're going to be working with a dietitian, um, or going to all of your service providers and saying, "Hey, I want to put an ad out on for what we do," and that's what I say about the group idea. And I talked about this with another person where you want
mm,
to make people believe that not believe, but you want to show people that they're in a group.
mm-hmm.
Now you don't have to tell them that I got 5 more people just like you, but
Mm-hmm.
you can let them know you're a part of my team as I work with these people in the holistic way.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to do a ad in one of the journals, and I want to see, if you want to contribute to the price of the ad, and that'll lock in that I'm only going to use you for any ads that come out of there. I'll make sure that I use you
I see.
for for those clients that come out of that.
Okay.
So you
Like
might be able to get
the
five or
ads
$10 from each person. That'll take a little bit of the marketing away.
contribute to an ad
Yeah,
and be exclusive.
Yeah, be the exclusive provider for
Provider.
any leads that come out of that ad.
Okay. Okay.
And just make sure you have a database or a spreadsheet that keeps track of who donated or who no, who gave you money for the ad, so you know who to go to when that ad, because you're going to ask, where did you how did you hear about me? And if they say an ad, you already know to go to your spreadsheet, find out the people that you're going to use, and then keep in mind you may not need them, but you got to fulfill your responsibility and say, hey, I'm bringing in this. You got to bring
Mhm.
them in for something nominal
Mhm.
for them to at least see that they got something for their money,
True. That's very true. Yeah.
especially if you
Uh,
want to do another ad and that kind of thing. So just bringing them in, and once again, you may lose money, but you keep doing that, and then eventually it's going to pay off. You may not need them, but hey, let me find something that I can bring them in for $50 to $100. Kind of show them that their money was worth it, and then you can kind of keep asking them for future ads.
that it was worth it.
You got to make sure your team is feels like they're being taken care of.
Bringing them in to see bringing them in for a client.
Yeah, and like I said, your obligation obviously is to make money for them, but sometimes it might just be about breaking even. And then there are going to
Uh-huh.
be unique times when you're going to lose money on it, but you still want them in that position.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think that's really it. Because if you factor any of those service providers, you got a pretty decent amount of market partners as well.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so now let's get into some
Um,
add-ons. You have any more suggestions?
okay. No, I was just thinking like different things like maybe like a health food store or
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Like places
Well,
like that. If they would allow, I don't know how that works. I don't know. Do you just say,
I
hey, I'm
like
a
it.
health
Put
coach and
down
I'm
put
offering.
down health food stores and vitamin stores like the GNC.
Yep. Like leaving your card there. Do they charge you for leaving your card or is it just like,
Well,
hey,
no,
well, we can.
I'm thinking about see if you can get some kind of a 5%, 10% discount if somebody comes in. Go in there and say,
Oh,
hey,
okay. Okay.
I would like to come in here and I would like to send my clients in here. I get
Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Is it possible that I can get me a 5 or
Oh
10
no, that
10%
actually would
discount
would work. Yeah.
if they come in here?
Because
Because
like
you're gonna tell
if
them because you may tell them to go in there to get a
yeah,
specific product,
right.
on the fly.
Right,
Hey,
exactly.
go into any GNC, use this promo code, and you'll get 10% off your order.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, cool. You moving on? Distributor?
Um, yeah. Now, distributor are the things you're going to add on. These are the little items that that's going to add the value to it. Like I said, if you're doing something, it could be a water bottle. Like so, you definitely
Okay.
what specialty items? So put in specialty items that have your logo on it, and then you're either adding it onto the cost.
Uh-huh.
Because if you're telling them I want you to drink water, a liter of water every single day, if you want to mail them out, or go to your specialty um, provider and have it shipped out to them, a water bottle that
Mhm.
either you're
Mhm.
pricing into your price or you're eating the cost and having it sent out to them. So any specialty
Pricing
items
to
that you
the,
could,
to the price.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Because
you
if
definitely want
not,
to have
then
your
I'll just be eating into my everything and.
there you go. And like I said, you're always willing to eat the cost if you cannot get the discount.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because there's a lot of the branding and the brand equity that you're going to get. Um, so you would have to go to several specialty websites and then kind of build the items that you can see that would fit into some of the diagnoses that you have. But I do know the water bottle, obviously. And like I say, even the mask, remember I said if you want people to sleep more, how about a mask that has your logo on the mask? The little sleep
Yeah,
mask.
that's cute. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. With logo. I like that. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
What else is health related?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Um,
I looked over, I have a vibration plate. It would be so cool to have a vibration plate with your logo on it too. But
Vibration
they
plate?
cost a lot. Yes, a
What's a
vibration.
vibration plate?
You don't know what a vibration plate is?
I'm gonna know when you describe it to me, but I don't know it as
Oh,
a
yeah, when you
vibration plate.
stand on it and it vibrates, it goes, and it like shakes up. It's good for your lymphatic drainage.
I did not I didn't okay,
Let me send you a picture of mine. I'm gonna
so
send you a picture.
I know a version of that for like feet, like a foot massager. That's the only thing I know.
Oh no. This is I'm gonna show you what mine looks like right
Or
now.
just give me the name so I can probably look at it.
Oh,
What's it?
I forget what mine's called. Hold on one second. Let me see.
Yeah, if you search the name, I can put it in.
It's from TikTok. It's actually from TikTok. It's called Flybird.
Flybird.
Yeah, fly like FLY and then
Yeah,
bird.
Flybird
Hmm. And then go on TikTok and you'll see them.
weight bench.
Vibration plate.
Okay, vibration plate. Give me a second.
Or maybe I can find it on TikTok. Hold on.
Oh, I got
They're
it.
always
Vibration.
on 25. They're always 24/7. They are selling that vibration
Oh
plate.
yeah, so they're like like little steppers.
Yeah, but you don't step, you just stand on
Yeah, I
it.
know. I know. You just
Okay,
stand on.
okay.
It. Yeah,
Yeah, and then it's good for lymphatic drainage for your body and also some people say they have lost weight with it.
yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see that difference, but
Well,
it's really
well then,
it's good for you though. Yeah.
well, this is another thing what I was saying about getting the promo codes because Temu sells versions from $30 to $60.
Uh-huh.
Or no, even 20. I see even a $20 version. So if you go to Temu and you know
Okay.
that they have it at these prices, like I said, build it into your price,
Okay.
or maybe try to get Temu to give you some kind of a promo code. You can email Temu and say, "Hey, I got clients that I want to send to get this particular product. Is it possible you can send me a promo code every time my one of my clients come in and buys it?"
A promo code.
So any of those stores, and it can be anywhere from Walmart, Amazon, Temu, any Shin, Alibaba. If there's a
Mhm.
way that you can get some kind of a promo code. Well, now you really don't want to go outside the U.S., but if you're sending into one of those places, you can give them a promo code and they can order the item that you are going to prescribe because it's still another prescription. You're
Yeah.
prescribing them some kind of a and there's another word you can use without using diagnosis. Prescription. You can
Uh-huh.
prescribe them certain things.
Okay.
Um,
But I can say that because, and the reason I can say that is because it is
it's
natural health.
it's natural. You got it.
Okay, but you said also don't go out of the country. Don't go because
Yeah,
Temu
don't
is
send them to Alibaba. It's because you got the tariff, and then you got the shipping
okay.
that can take forever, and then
Oh, okay.
customs, and so yeah, try to keep it something somewhere in the U.S.
Is Temu in
Uh,
the US or is that like same thing as Alibaba type thing? Or is
well,
that I don't know.
here's the thing about
I've
Temu.
never
A
used
lot of
them.
and we discussed this in our previous sessions. Temu has fulfillment centers in the U.S.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when we
Okay.
were going over the tariffs, we
Yeah.
found out that even with the tariffs, they have fulfillment centers in the U.S., so they didn't have to worry about the
Okay.
tariffs for a little while.
Okay. So they're a good one. All right.
Yeah. So
Cool.
and I think and you can look it up to make sure if Sheen and Temu has a fulfillment center close to your client.
Mm-hmm.
That way you know it's going to come from one of their fulfillment centers.
Cool.
All right. But yeah, I'm loving that idea. So put in health and fitness equipment.
Okay. Oh, as a second.
Yeah, well that's what you're going to put in as a distributor. Health and
Okay.
fitness equipment. That's what we're talking about right now, and then be able to go out and get a
Right.
discount or a promo code for it.
And that's the example is the vibration plate.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so I also mentioned the teas.
Oh
So put
yeah.
in and you can put in coffee and tea because, like I said, coffees are laxative. Coffee is a natural laxative. So put in like coffee and tea.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you go through that, you might be able to figure out some other things like other kind of drinks. Like obviously you're
Yeah.
not going to do Gatorade, but there may be some kind of hydration. Um, there may be some like electrolytes. There may be some kind of drinks that can rehydrate you. That kind of stuff.
This is the lady that she's got like really good teas.
Yeah.
that they, sorry, here, let me show
I love
your.
it.
But I was thinking of reaching out to this company. Like you see, this is the pricing on most of their stuff. These last, I think I want to say like 2 weeks, but they're really, really good. And I've tried, some of them. And she's got different things. This is mainly for women,
Well, that's what I was
that
going to
she's
say
targeting.
is that I love this, that if you have a female client, then you would send her
Yeah.
to the goddess and then just have another one for men.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, put coffee and teas. Like I said, is there any kind of because because obviously the sports drinks are not healthy, but you want to find some kind of what's the kid version?
Oh,
The
like
water?
Pedialyte?
Yeah, Pedialyte. See if you can find an adult version. I'm gonna look it up right now. Adult version of Pedialyte. Um, yeah, they actually have an adult version of Pedialyte. Pedialyte has versions for adults.
Mm.
Um, Pedialyte Sports. But
Hmm.
I don't like that because it's going to have sugar and dyes in it. We don't want that.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So
I'm
yeah,
sure there's other, things that I could find that are
yeah, exactly. So
different
yeah, the
versions.
electrolyte has chemicals in it. We want to find something
Mm-hmm.
natural. So you got to do a
Mm-hmm.
little due diligence to find some liquids that you can sell that are bottled up specifically for healthcare and holistic.
If
Um,
for some of this, like if they're not able to give a discount, because like the tea, I'm not sure. I would have to talk with them to see, hey, can you do it? But if
uh,
not, we just is it okay to just give them the
well,
suggestion of that of like, hey, or,
I'll show you this one, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna put it in WhatsApp. So this is a really good idea. So give me a second.
Okay.
Let me show you this. So they have something called drip drop, which are packets, and you put it in water.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool. You're gonna
And
put
when
on
I
with that?
yeah, I'm gonna send you the link in WhatsApp.
Okay.
Nope,
Drip drop.
give me a second. So you can look for those kind of thing, and then you basically kind of instruct your customer,
Hmm.
to use a certain kind of water. And now keep in mind, we know there are different types of water, right? So my default water is Fiji,
Hmm.
but there are also other kind of waters that have different types of pH balance. So you may want to figure out maybe is there a particular type of water
Hmm.
that would be benefit on what their ailments are, and then they can go out and get one of these packs and then put it in that particular water. Now you may want to check to make sure that even what's in the packet is not chemicals, or maybe go
Hmm.
out and search for
Yeah.
a holistic version of something like this.
Okay.
And this is what I mean. So, this is what I mean about sometimes being a placebo.
Yes.
Because if they're dehydrated, you give them something like this. Well, yeah, let's get you hydrated really fast. Go out and get this. Go to Amazon and order this with a coupon with a promo code, that kind of thing. And I'll even tell you this:
Yeah.
with Amazon, you can upload you can upload money and then send it as a gift card.
Okay.
So let's say this drip drop on Amazon is $20 and you're charging them the $3,000. Then send them a gift card for the price of it,
Sure.
$20. You know, send them a
Yeah.
gift card on Amazon to buy this particular thing.
So like this is one that I actually use that I like this particular, he's a chiropractic doctor.
Yeah,
And it's electrolytes and it has tons of potassium in it, which
yeah,
he always
that's
talks
what I mean.
about
Finding something like that.
like this. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect,
Hmm.
perfect.
Okay.
So you get those kind of things, and you either give them a discount or a promo code. Like you would contact Dr. Burge and say, "Hey, is it possible I can get a promo code for my clients that are trying to do holistic medicine?" And they'll give
Okay.
you them. Most of them will give you the 5 or 10%. Because remember, I say it's basically a referral. Because the your clients are going to come back and get more other products, and that's how you're going to pitch it in your email. You introduce them to one or two of your products, and I promise you that my clients will come back. I'm going to advocate for them to come back and buy more of your products. So can you, is it possible you can give me a default like a and you want to negotiate, give me a 20% off, and they're like, well, I can't do 20, I can give you a 10. Perfect.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next. So maybe start higher at
Definitely.
20 and then see. Do you know like in your is it usually about 5 to 10 is what they usually
Yeah, that's
do?
what they do. They can eat it. It's no problem. They probably already priced in those kind of discounts. So yeah, I know most of them will do the 5 or 10% off. But you want to
Okay.
start with a 20% and then and see what they say. If they don't bat an eye, take the 20. But if they give you like now if they lowball you at 2%, well, and then here's what I do. I have
Mm.
other I have other service providers that I use.
Mhm.
And on average, it's usually about 10%. Can you at least do that?
Okay.
You know, you get into negotiation, but that's the leverage is that I have other, I know how this works. I've done this so many times. I'm not taking your 2%, 3% discount.
I
So just
what do
negotiate and
you think I
try to get it
usually
about, yeah, try to get about 10%. You should be decent.
get 10%.
Um,
And so that's kind of how you frame it to them and see if
yeah,
they'll match that.
yeah. And let them know I do this all the time. I have plenty of other products that I do refer to my clients, and then like the average discount is usually about 10%. Is it possible you can do that? And
Okay.
that's only if they lowball you. If they try to do this like 2 or 3%, bring it back up. They'll adjust. They know they can.
Okay.
Um, so there's that. Um, so yeah, these are really good ideas on distributor. You know, different
Great.
products. Obviously, you want to try to get it yourself, but even the referring with a promo code is still a decent distributor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then this is just getting you started. You know, when you go in and you go into the remedies, when you go into AI and you get all the remedies, or you review your spreadsheet, believe me, a lot of these other distributors will pop up on different things that you're incorporating into the regimen and into the remedy
Mm-hmm.
that they're going to need. Um, water bottle mask. Um,
Like tools. The other thing I was thinking is like, you might be able to make a digital product that's like a journal or a tracker of some
yes.
kind that, I can just go to Canva and, create some kind of a template and sell it as like a health tracker or something. And
Yep.
then
Yep.
that
Yep.
essentially,
I like the journaling aspect of it because
okay.
you can brand it under your company with your brand at the top. Like I say, go to Canva, you know, create the journal. You create the journal in Google Doc, like I did for Damien. I gave him that whole thing with the logo at the top. So you
Hmm.
create it here,
Hmm.
you create the journal here, and then
Yeah.
you just put the logo at the top. Create the logo in Canva, and then import it here, and then just download it as a PDF
Okay. And did you create your logo in Canva
in
or like
Canva. I created it that morning.
in Canva AI?
No,
Or did
I,
you?
I designed
Oh,
it
you
myself.
just
Yeah, I've been doing this for 35 years, Mama. Not 35. I've been doing this for since
you
1994. I've been
always
doing
have this stuff. Good.
well, and I just created that morning. Let me show you. Well, I can't
Oh
show you,
my
but yeah,
God.
I
You
had
want
the
me to stop?
original. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the original. Let me show you. Let me show you the original logo.
It looked really, really good. I was like, dang it.
Yep,
AI doesn't create something like
no, that's custom right
it.
there.
Mm,
Hold on, let me show you.
mhm,
And I had to log into an email.
mm,
I had to log into a certain email to even find it because I haven't used it since
for a long
well,
time.
let me just go to my cloud, and I had to literally log into an email that I haven't been into in years. So carriage trucking. I knew that I would find certain things in here. So I went here in the trucker packs.
Hmm.
Oh, let me find the logo. Oh no, I had the logo on my desktop. Hold on, because
Good
I
stuff.
downloaded the logo before I replaced it. So here's was the old logo,
Hmm. Hmm.
and obviously the background is
Black. Yeah, you can't
well
see it. If it was
it's
white, it would be.
transparent. It's transparent. That's the reason why it
Oh,
looks great.
transparent. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so no matter what the background is, white, pink, whatever it is, it comes up like this. But this was the original that I designed 3 years ago.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
And the trackerpack.com is available. I checked it that morning as well. It's still available.
Yeah.
But I kind of
That
wanted
looks
to
good.
like, yeah, I wanted to revamp it. So I went into Canva and I found a
Mm-hmm.
similar font, and I love the one that I created that morning.
Yeah.
That thing was. I
I've
went out
tried
and
to
got.
create try to create logos through Canva AI or even can Ideogram is a little bit better, but they don't I don't know. There's something that doesn't translate well with them.
Here's the thing about Canva and why. Let's get on this for a minute. Here's the thing about
Mm.
Canva
Mm-hmm.
is that it's
Mm.
just moving things around. You don't need it. It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was put the now I went and made that custom go-go. But that's a little bit more in depth. But you can go out and just get certain things and
Mm-hmm.
just move it around, and literally I kept moving things around. And I'll tell you a secret that I've been doing for over 30 years. When I want
Mm.
images, I go to Google Images. So I
Mm-hmm.
go to Google, and put in what I put in truck. I put in truck vector, or I'll put in stock.
Okay.
So I go to Google Images.
Yeah.
Let me show you the image that I found
Mm-hmm.
right here. See,
That one.
this is
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
so I
then you
clicked
just
on it.
downloaded it and then uploaded it into
Well,
Canva?
that's the thing. For years, I was saving it to my desktop and then importing it. But you can actually copy and paste right into
Yeah.
Canva. I'm trying to get it
Oh.
to come up though.
Huh.
Hold on. What am I? Why is it not coming up? Well, when you click on it, it comes up over in the right section. Because
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want
And then
to
you copy it. And then where do
you
you
don't want
paste?
to
Where do
copy
you
the thumbnail. You don't want to copy the thumbnail. You want to bring up the real image. So here's something else I'll do. There it is. It caught up.
Oh, you just click onto it and then get
Yeah.
into
So
it
right
and
here,
then right
once you
click.
get it here, then you want to right click and hit copy
Hmm.
image.
Okay.
But don't click the thumbnail.
And then put it. Okay.
And then here's something else. Sometimes this is not the full image either. I'll right click and hit open a new tab, and it gives me this huge
Hmm.
image sometimes. And then I right
Right.
click here and then copy and bring it in.
Okay. And then you just find a similar logo that's maybe created and you put that in it. Is that
No,
how
you
that
just move it
works? Yeah.
around because you can crop this.
Oh.
So when I brought this
Uh-huh.
in inside Canva, let me
Hmm.
show it to you. I'm going to give you the full experience. When I come into Canva, so let me copy that. I'm going to copy this, right click, copy image.
Yep.
I'm going to bring my thing in, and then I'm going to show you what I did. I did the go-go as a separate thing. And you want to know how I did
Hmm.
this? I did Go, and then I brought in a
Hmm.
line. I did these little
Oh,
connectors.
an arrow. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I just put them in
Okay.
between. And then
Uh-huh.
Canva will make sure they line up. You see how the line makes sure they line up where
Oh
it's all
yeah,
in
yeah.
order?
I've played with it.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
definitely.
now I can literally create a new image. I can paste and then watch this. There's the crop, and I
Hmm.
can literally bring it like this. I bring it right up there to the edge, right up here to the edge. I click off,
Hmm.
and then now I can copy this and I can bring it in here and I can adjust it.
Oh,
All you're doing is moving things around.
yeah, no, that looks great.
So let me show you. I'm gonna duplicate this. Like I put this here. I put that there. I put this here. I put that. You just move things around until it looks good.
Hmm.
That's all you're doing, moving things around. Now, sometimes you want to group things. Let me do this. Like sometimes you want to group things and then there's also forward and backward. Right click and then layer. Put it, send
Hmm.
it forward, send it back. Sometimes you can't get it. You can't find it. But I can do this where these three
You
things, and
can
I can
group
just
it all together
yeah, you can
too, so
group
that
it
it
so
all
that way
stays.
when you move it
Yeah,
around, it's going to stay together.
right. Because
But
like,
that's really all.
yeah.
That's all you're doing. Over here is your elements. You bring in your elements, and you're just moving things around until it looks decent.
That would look so good on a think about like that on a sweatshirt, a
Yep,
hoodie on the
yep, yep,
back,
yep,
on the top of those packs.
yep. And all I
That,
would do is do this. I would remove that and remove,
yeah.
and I would kind of do this.
Okay.
That's all I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or even this. Get rid of get rid of the go. Hold on. I want to keep the truck. Get rid of the go go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me highlight. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Well, no, I gotta get rid of it eventually. So maybe like this, or leave the pack in, and
Mm-hmm.
then put this on a t-shirt.
That would look so good. Because it's the black and the red, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's like reminds you of the Bulls,
Yep,
Chicago
yep.
Bulls. Yep.
Well, yeah, just play around with the Canva. You can use the AI,
Yeah.
but it's so simple just to move things around. That's all you're
I think
doing.
what I'll do is like, because I'm not this, I don't have the years experience that you do, but maybe find a template, you know what I mean? Or like a
Yeah.
logo that that's already made, and then I, do my thing to it. Which brings me kind of to name. Well, hold on. Are we done with the other part? Hold on, where
Well,
do
no,
we,
we still got to do the just what was the last one? The revenue partners,
revenue. Okay,
and
let's
then
go.
we'll be done.
Okay.
But I just want to show you that real quick. That Canva is so
Yeah.
simple,
Oh, definitely.
so
Well, now
simple.
that you showed me that, I didn't know, yeah, that I could
Yep,
even,
yep, yep.
I never thought about using images, pieces like that from internet.
And then here's the best part is that I was using Google Images for decades. Now you got AI that will create the images for you.
True, true. But Aaron, sometimes it looks
I know,
terrible what that
Mama.
they
Believe me.
create.
You
Yeah,
think all those cheetah images that I just put it in one time. I
I know.
could. There were so many times that I would reword it and reword it and reword it and reword it, and it
Yeah.
would not give me what I wanted. So,
Huh.
but I learned this is that sometimes the AI won't create the entire scene.
Hmm.
So I learned to have it create pieces of the scene. Give me an
Oh.
office in the background. Give me a desk. Give me a
Hmm.
cheetah standing this way. Give me something on the desk. So it would create the pieces, and I would bring it into Canva and move the pieces around to create the whole um,
Oh,
landscape.
wow. Yeah.
I had to learn that. I was spending so much time, and it would not give me what I wanted. So I said, okay, give me this piece,
I,
this piece, this piece, and then with the layers, I can layer the whole scene.
oh, I see. So you layered it out in scenes. Oh, that is interesting.
Yep, yep, yep.
That is very, very interesting.
All
Okay.
right, so I'm gonna hand it back to you. Let's do
Mhm. Okay. Hold on. Let
the
me
final
share.
category of your revenue partners. And like I said, it really is just comes down to that your service partners, your marketing partners, and your distributor partners can also be your revenue partners. You're just finding
Okay.
different, like I said, if you're inside of doing your sales formula, all of
Hmm.
this kind of stuff, you're not just selling for yourself, but you also are incorporating like with the ads. Remember, I said that you could take an ad and you're bringing those people and you're going to use them for this and this and this. So you
Hmm.
want to factor in that they're also a part of the revenue that you're making. They're adding the value that you can charge that client more.
Hmm. Gotcha.
So if they're an athlete, you definitely want a trainer. You definitely want a regimen. You definitely want a
Hmm.
dietitian. If they have a little
Hmm.
bit of money, if they're like, let's say you actually get somebody for one of the arena football or minor league or something like that, you want to bring in those elements so you can charge them $3,000 to $5,000, and even bringing in those partners at $100 here, $200 there, $500 there, you're still
Hmm.
making. And here's the final thing:
Hmm.
you can come up with a packet for somebody on the low end where you make $1,000 profit.
Hmm.
You can take somebody with a $5,000 client, bring in all of those partners, and you will still only make the $1,000.
Hmm.
Let me say it for you again. You bring in a low end person with no partners, and
Hmm.
you price it where you make $1,000 profit. You
Okay.
can take somebody where you got to bring in all those bells and whistles because the number one thing is locking in the client. The
Hmm.
amount of money you make is second.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
sometimes you may get a high end client that's willing to pay $5,000, but in order for you to make that 5,000 valuable, you got to bring in all these other partners. So you
Hmm.
may still only make about $1,000 after everybody gets paid.
Gotcha. And are you saying that's because you're putting it down? Because, like, for example, when I first started in informatics, my first thing, it was very low end. I was like $21 an hour, right, to give
Mm-hmm.
support to physicians. But the people that other people that were contracted, they were like, "Oh no, we make at least $100 per hour." So, my first one, 21, but then the next contracts was up much higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that people think that just because you have a client that's paying more, or you're using a higher product, or or a higher tier, that
Mm,
you're automatically going to make more profit. No, sometimes through all of that, it's just
mm,
business, man. You got to figure out what the spread is, what the costs are, the expense, and then sometimes even the higher end you're going to make less after
mm,
bringing in everybody. It's just is because the ultimate goal is to get the sale,
mm,
and you're gonna disappoint yourself, because why am I not making more money on my higher price items?
mm.
It's not always going to work out that way.
But I wonder, I mean, does it need all these people?
No, but
I
that
don't
but
know.
but think about it. If that is what, like if you're having a dialogue with people, and they're used to working with the dietitian, they're used to working with a trainer, and then you're
Mm,
saying, well, I can do this and this for you, but you're not offering those same features, they're
mm,
not going to use you.
mm,
But if you can incorporate all those things into it, because keep in mind the longevity, you want them to come back as a reoccurring. So that particular regimen, you didn't make that much money,
mm,
but you lock them in that you can fulfill their ailment, and now they're
mm,
gonna have other ailments, or a family member, or a coworker, or maybe somebody on their team has an ailment. So like I said, you may break even or make a little bit of money,
mm.
but it's the word of mouth for the next people coming in.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Before you said something about like 10 people at $400, but I just I'm just looking at back and I'm like, wait, where would we get the $400 from? Like,
I think I mentioned that um, you're charging them a $40 assessment fee.
well, I thought it was
I know we talked about the 100, but
97.
originally I was just throwing
Yeah.
numbers out, and I said even if you only charge them like $40, $50, you
Uh-huh.
get 10 people, at $40, that's $400
Uh-huh.
a week, and at
Okay.
$400 a week, that's $1,600 a month, just in assessment.
Well, no,
Just
you're saying 10 people at 400 per month would equal
Oh
4,000
yeah,
is
yeah,
what I
yeah,
was saying.
yeah, yeah. If you
Where's the
if you're
400
charging them
coming from?
if you're charging them a regimen
Uh-huh.
where you're charging them, like, say, let's say for 3 months, I'm going to charge you $1,200 for a three
Uh-huh.
month regimen. So that's $400 per month.
Oh, okay.
If you get 10 people that do that regimen at $400 a month, or
Yeah.
and here's the other way that I was explaining it, that some people will only want you for 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
So you charge them $400 for the 1 month, and you're still making $400 for each of those sessions.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
But you see how lucrative this is when you don't have the overhead.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
There's no staff, there's no partners that you have to pay every week. There's no office, there's no electricity, there's no light bill, there's none of that.
Yeah.
Working from your home, doing everything online, doing everything on Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
minimum overhead, so
Yep.
lucrative. And then having that live where you can immediately connect to your clientele, show that value, show that authority, get
Okay.
those leads,
So
and then
as
and
we're
then do.
starting, we're going to
Yep,
just do $97 for this strategy session, basically. Or
yep.
is that
Well, that's
or
the
we,
assessment. The $100 is just for the assessment, and I like the whole idea of the 99 or the $97. That's good marketing, but
uh-huh.
do that price, and then here's how you pitch it. Because some people are going to say, and I've been doing this for 3 years. People just come in, they want to be naysayers, or why have to pay you $100? Because no doctor is going to tell you the underlying problem.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is going to argue with that.
Yep.
There is no hospital or doctor that's going to tell you what your underlying problem is. It doesn't exist anymore. And then you can kind of go into like a little 5 minute explanation of what Rockefeller medicine is. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm trying to reintroduce the original concept that was used for thousands of years. We only
Okay.
recently converted over to Rockefeller medicine in the last 150.
Right. Right. Okay. That makes sense to me.
And that's what's going to make that $100 of valuable to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And
So
then,
whether you continue to use me or you want to kind of go off on your own, you would at least now know what your issue is. If you want to return
okay.
to the hospital, if you want to seek some other kind of holistic, anything, you at least know what your underlying problem is.
So for that assessment, you're gonna, and I would say, we'll work together to find out what your underlying
Yeah.
problem is.
Underlying
So,
condition, underlying problem. Yeah.
okay. So after you leave, you will have the underlying,
Along with some additional suggestions from a medical professional.
okay, and suggestions. Okay, cool.
Like I say, anybody can be a revenue partner. You may want to set up some revenues, some customized ways of making money. Trying to think of some ideas. I want to give you some suggestions so you'll get the idea. Um,
And then hold on, let me write about assessment.
Specialty packs. Let me think of some kind of specialty. Um, Well, think about this. Let's get into the athletes. The athletes will be a really good idea. So you got people who are runners, you got basketball players, football players, and think about this. You got even minor league, you got little league, you got all these different. Some people are just um going to the local gym and playing handball, you
Mm,
know, going to the tennis court, with their team membership. Any of these things, you can deal with a
yeah.
lot of different athletes, and you put together the package. A dietitian, you
Hmm.
got me assessing your any condition. And like I say, with those kind of situations, and this is now another niche because so far we've been talking about feeling an underlying condition of an ailment, but sometimes you want to give them a better quality of life.
Mm, hmm.
So far we've only been talking about ailments, but now you can even get into you know showing them how they can eat healthy and have and or even optimize their performance in their sport.
Okay.
We haven't even gotten into those kind of niche ideas, but that's when you can put packages together where you'll have a dietitian, you'll have a um like you can go and find somebody in their local area that will give them the massages, give them you know um crack their back, whatever, those kind of alignment, different things like that. So you can put together packages where
Okay.
everybody will eat off of that package. And you can put the package together first because you can contact somebody in the area until you find somebody that's willing to accept the price that you've set for that particular service.
Hmm.
So if you go to AI or you go out and you do your due diligence and you know that that's the going rate for somebody doing that thing, you now are going to go out to their area based on their address and find somebody that's willing to accept that price or even cheaper. Because if you find
Hmm.
somebody cheaper, you get to keep the extra.
Okay.
But packaging, the different service providers into different custom packages is what's going to give you extra money for revenue. Everybody's eating
Yeah.
off of the person.
Okay. Yeah. So this pretty much is that it for revenue?
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave it there. I've given you a lot to think about, but this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I want to have more. I want to have more of these throughout the week. So let's try to
Yeah.
schedule another one. And then we'll try to schedule
Hmm.
another one this weekend. So I want to meet with you two more times before next week starts. So another time through the week. I'll let you plan it out.
Hmm.
It'll probably be in the evening,
Okay.
after our
So,
after our um after our
oh
our
yeah,
morning
that's right, because we
session.
didn't have that. Yeah.
Yeah, today was a day off,
Yep.
so but the next 3 days, try to
True.
pick another day, maybe on Thursday, Friday. We'll meet again in the afternoon, and then we'll have another one
Okay.
over the weekend. And then, like I said, by this weekend, I want to see everything in place. And then what I really want to do is that Saturday
Okay.
is kind of really make sure that you know what to do inside of the live. Go through your sales process. Let's go through it step by step. And I love the idea that somebody said is just use kind of the people in the Zoom to kind of do mock examples.
Yep, definitely. Um, Names and stuff. So I looked up, you know how you were saying the Alta, try
Yeah,
different things. I went through one of the AIs to, think about names. So I
yeah.
tried, and I also checked to see, what was
Oh, I
available,
love
what was
that.
not. Um, I'm kind of leaning to this Altasana lifestyle, or,
What does Altasana mean?
I don't know. I forgot what sana means. But it was in Claude. I gave this to Claude. I feel Claude is really good for writing and like coming up with
Yes it is, and
brandy things.
that's why I was trying to use it by default because I found it to be the best one. I'm gonna put it in Altasana. Let me put it in Sana
Yeah.
first. Sana Mini. Brilliance, radiance, achievement, success. I like it.
Oh
Healthy.
wow.
Yeah, and it can
Mhm.
also mean healthy.
I love that. Yeah. It's probably in my chat here. But I use the 4D optimizer, which I have in my bookmarks. So this thing, I am in there with that all the time. And then when I ended it, I said, what would the top 10%, or top 1% person think of it? It changed it completely. Like I have seen it completely change things just by adding that one prompt. So
Yeah.
anyway, it went through like all the names that they had previously given, and then it gave me the ones that I liked. Um, yeah. So.
And then you see what I was talking about with Damien is you use that Alte as your branding. Everything is
Hmm.
Alte this, Alte that. You can build
Hmm.
an entire product line using
Yeah.
that Alte as the prefix of everything you're offering.
Hmm. Okay.
Loving that idea.
I'm leaning towards the Altasana lifestyle. Altasana method is okay, but method is like it's heavy. It's a heavy word.
Yeah.
Um, Lifestyle feels a little
Well,
bit
I
more.
like the Altasana first. Let's kind of just
Mhm.
use that, and then like I said, the Altasana is the branding. Then it's Altasana everything. Altasana this, Altasana that,
Oh, okay, okay.
or even still use the Alta. But I like that Altasana,
Uh-huh.
and it allows you on the home page of your website. You can explain the name of
Uh-huh.
where it came from. The Alta means this, the Sana means that, and then this is our mission statement is to bring you, you know,
Right.
blah 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 blah. So yeah,
Yes. Okay.
I love that.
Cool. Yeah,
Uh,
that was it.
Brilliant, brilliant. And obviously with Alta, that's because here's the number one thing about when you're dealing with .coms, the
Hmm.
secret is to create a name that doesn't
Hmm.
exist. Create a word that doesn't exist. So Alte
Right.
doesn't exist. Altasana doesn't really exist. So
Right.
you know you're gonna get the .com.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
That's the
it was
secret.
funny on GoDaddy it said 11.99 for it said because lifestyle and words like alta like method,
Yeah,
those command a higher price. Like if you wanted to sell the name later
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I was like, what? So anyway, but
I
it's
told you
fine. It's fine.
people will buy those .coms for and hold on and pay the yearly
Yeah.
fee for years,
Oh
waiting for that
wow.
one person to buy from. So what I would do is the altasana.com is perfect.
Uh-huh.
You do the altasana.com, we do all your branding with Altasana.
Let me see if that's available because I only did Altasana lifestyle as the.
Check,
Let me just check it real quick right
yeah.
now. GoDaddy.
If it's not a real word, then it should be available. That's a benefit of creating new words.
Altasana.com. Let's see. Mm-mm. Nope.
Taken?
It's got the broker service fee thing.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
Don't
fine with
worry.
Altasana lifestyle.
We'll keep going it because I want something like this one word type of .com. You put in the lifestyle type thing, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm really gonna work with it. I like the Alte, so let's go back
Mm-hmm.
to the Alte and we can find some other
Oh
Alte
wait,
health Alte
Altasana. Maybe if I spell it Altasana, like with an E.
Well, that's what I want you to do because that's
Oh, you want it with the E with it in it.
yeah.
Okay.
With the Alte is the real word we're looking for.
Oh, okay. Now that is available for
There,
11.99. Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Altisana.
Alte Sana. Because the Alte is that
No.
mean when you look it up, the Alte means alternative. It means old. It means different, other,
Alte.
and then there's
Okay.
it's also an acronym for life threatening event.
Huh. All right, let me check. I'll get back with you on the
Yeah,
TikTok and the Instagram if it's available. And you want it on those just with purely the Altasana name,
yeah,
nothing added?
yeah. Nothing added. You want
Okay.
this one word
Okay.
that everybody's gonna remember. Now,
You
granted,
know
like I
what?
said, go ahead.
People will probably think my name is Altasana.
Let them
They probably do.
because I
They
got
can't
people
even
call.
remember Abenaa anyway. So,
Thank you. I got people that call me all kind of names. Knowing my
okay.
name is Aaron, they'll call me Eric.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I've had students like I'm in my room and my name is on the page. Hey Eric, no problem. But yeah, like I said, creating a new word is
Yeah.
almost going to guarantee you that your vanity campaign is going to be perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, double check on it, make
Cool.
sure. And then, like I said, and you see the way that you have yours, I love it, is that you're using that Alte as your branding. So everything is
Mm-hmm.
Alte lifestyle. You don't have to use the sauna. Alte
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle as you create your your tiers and as you
Hmm.
create your different products and your packages, it should be all
Yeah.
like Alte lifestyle, Alte um athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Use the Alte as your branding, and then you create these different products.
Okay. Levels and stuff inside.
Yep, yep, yep. But I'll leave
All
it
right.
all with you. You got a
Okay.
lot. We went over a lot. I know it's a lot to digest. That's the reason why I don't
Definitely.
want to meet with you anytime. Let's give you a couple of days, get all
Mm-hmm.
this together.
Okay.
I'm thinking Thursday or
Thursday?
Friday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
exactly. Friday, I'm actually driving to Orlando, so
Thursday. Let's do
in the
Thursday.
evening. So yeah, Thursday would be
So we'll do
good.
Thursday mid-afternoon, right after our like 11, like we did like 11 o'clock or 12, something like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We'll do that on Thursday, and then let's plan to do another one on Saturday. Now we do have um
Oh, that's
our
when
AI.
you.
The AI
Oh,
isn't AI
no,
this
no, no,
weekend?
no,
It's
because
every
we
other
met.
weekend.
It's every other because just met on Saturday.
Well, no, that was for business. We didn't do an AI session.
Oh.
So this
Oh, so
coming
we're
weekend should
meeting
be the
again.
AI.
Oh.
Um, and I hope I didn't replace it. That's what I asked everybody earlier this week. I hope I didn't replace the AI with the business. I didn't mean to do that if I did.
I thought that's what you were doing was
No, no,
replacing the
no.
AI with a
So if
business.
I did, I
Okay.
apologize. So we'll do an
No,
AI
no,
this
no.
coming week.
It's just my under. It's just
Yeah,
I just assumed. I didn't ask any
no, no,
question
we'll
about
do an AI this weekend. And then
it.
if
Okay.
that's the case, and I know it's overwhelming that we're going to be doing AI. So if you want to wait until Sunday to meet,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of do a final assessment of everything we learned this week and everything we put
Hmm.
together.
Hmm.
And then the business session that we have, because I want to do another business session, and I'll
Hmm.
figure that out this coming Friday when I meet with everybody in Zoom. We'll figure out what day next week we're going to do our business class. And that business class is
Yeah.
when we're going to do our mock for you.
Okay. That'd be good.
So Thursday afternoon, 11, Sunday,
Sunday. All
anytime
right.
Sunday afternoon, and then whatever the business class is next week. Those are the last three times. And after that, it's go time.
Okay. You say this like go.
And I want to thank you, Abenaa, that I didn't have to pull any teeth.
Are you sure?
So glad that this went so well.
Tomorrow you're gonna say, I had to tell her. Oh,
Because
I
I
know
thought
you
sure
will.
we're going to have a battle in this class, but it was really, really good. Because you're
Really?
you're getting you're getting the vision. That's what I'm liking. That you're getting how everything is working out.
Yes, definitely.
Simplistic. You're in
Definitely.
control of everything. You pick and choose what you want. You put everything
Yeah.
together. You control. And I want to reiterate this one thing. If you take
Mm.
away anything from what we went over, don't anchor
Hmm.
yourself to outcomes. Like I said, you came in
Okay.
thinking you're going to make $3,000 per client. Don't do that. Don't think that because
Okay.
it's a higher it's a higher grossing product or customer, you're supposed to make more money. Your job is to book the conversion. Sometimes the conversion will be a break even, but book the conversion. You want conversion after conversion after conversion, whether you make money or not, because the
Hmm.
conversion is going to mean more conversions and more sales later on. You'll break even on three,
Hmm.
even with one client, you'll break even on three different times fixing a problem. And the fourth time, they bring you something bigger or they bring you a bigger whale.
Hmm.
So you got to think long term.
Okay.
It's not about the money you're making on the individual conversions. It's about the long term
Yeah.
of the reoccurring sales of all of your clients and the referrals they're going to send you.
Okay. Okay. I will think of it that way
Keep it that way,
instead,
because if you start
because
thinking, well, man,
yeah.
why am I not making the money that I want? And that's the other part, the other
Well,
takeaway.
the other thing is, right, Aaron, like it's just hard because it's like you're up against this job market that is, kind of I don't want to say terrible, but it's just very, we're this, we're breaking even on the jobs. They're not adding new jobs. And
Mm-hmm.
there are jobs out there for sure, but you're applying and not hearing from somebody, and you're usually used to hearing
Yep.
back from people. So it's like, well, what do I have that I can do, And I was taught my coaching program this particular way, and they were saying that you can, do, and I do believe there is a market out there that is
If you target the
available
right
for
one,
that.
yeah.
Yes. Or even if you're a niche person, but I understand that maybe you don't get, maybe it's 1,500 the first time, that you do a 3 month with somebody. Like or
Let me give
1,200 or something like that.
let me give an example. We were
Hmm.
talking about the athletes, right? Let's change.
Hmm.
Let's say you didn't do Zoom, because
Hmm.
that's the reason why your demographic is what it is, because you're on Zoom and you're randomly getting people coming to the room. You're not
Hmm.
you're the people in your room are not all the same demographic.
Hmm.
So if you were to go and market at a high performance gym where the membership is $500 a month, all
Hmm.
of these athletes are going to that gym and they're paying $500 a month, and you're marketing at that particular location. Yes,
Hmm.
you can charge $5,000 to work with you,
Hmm.
because you know all of your clientele are professional athletes that
Yeah,
can afford it. But that's what I'm trying to say. The marketing and the
that
and the
makes sense. Yeah.
that's the reason why it's not going the way that they talked about in your in your in
Yeah.
your in your coaching class,
Yeah.
because we're not targeting that high level demographic. We're talking just general. And then there's so many people going to come into the room, and then you got to sift through it through your
Hmm.
conversion. You're going to sift through it and find the ones that are just these small little $100 this and this. But then you're waiting for that one big whale that you can make, 1,000, 200, 3,000. Now I'll give you this final thing that a coach shared with me.
Hmm.
He says you want to price it big because somebody will pay for it.
Hmm.
A lot of coaches think that it costs too much, but it's not for
Hmm.
you to decide. You come up with the price, you launch it, and your
Hmm.
customer base will let you know if they can afford it. And you
Okay.
want to do it to the point where they scream. You want to say, well, I don't know if I can afford that. But if you're pitching it and they say, well, yeah, I'll jump it. If they're jumping it too quick, it's not priced high enough.
Mm.
But I do remember that one of the coaches said that, and he charged
Yeah,
like anywhere between 5,000 or more for his coaching. And he says
exactly. Yeah.
they will pay it, but you gotta position yourself with the value, the authority, and all of that. But
Inside of
there's
that particular
yeah,
niche.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. There are people that would pay
Yeah.
it,
Well, I'm sure somebody, I mean, 97, if you don't come for 97, I mean, it's just like a,
there you go.
uh, but
But
yeah, we'll see how this.
here's here's the final thing. We're
Hmm.
starting off with the TikTok live because
Hmm.
it's getting you started. You get the
Hmm.
direct impact on a client base that you can't find anywhere else. That's the benefit of the live.
Yes.
Obviously, when you get people underneath your belt and you got a bunch of people and you talk to a lot of people, even people seeing you, your tick block blowing up, and people are coming to know who you are, who your company is. Now
Hmm.
we can go find other markets to where you can
Hmm.
find those high end people. But
Right.
getting started and going into the live and getting instant leads
Yeah.
and exposure,
Yes. And also you
that's the
can
reason
use
why
the
we're
testimonials from even the 97,
there. You
to,
go.
to help you go further along, and even for yourself, increasing your confidence and yeah. all of
There you
that.
go. And what I would do is something that I did not do
Mm,
is come up with a an email or some kind of a document that they can fill out, or maybe even this. Um,
mm,
I can create a form on your website that they can fill out like a review, like a survey
mhm,
type of thing.
mm.
And remember I said that I can create this little text with these wild cards where it'll pull like I say, dear John, where it says dear
Oh
customer,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you can
yeah,
put
yeah.
John's
Uh-huh.
name in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
so what I can do is that I can have them fill out the survey, and then I can pull all of the information from the survey, and it will create a review statement
Okay.
based on the survey that they populated. Does that make sense?
Oh, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. It will put
So we can create
together the review
yeah,
for them.
I can create this little template,
Hmm.
and then I can pull their name. I can pull some of the highlights where they appreciated this piece, they appreciated this piece, and I create a review. I can create a review, a little
Mm.
statement review based on filling out the
What they
survey with
said.
all the different wild cards.
And then they just look it over and say, yeah, I like that review. And then they
Exactly.
post it.
They'll get the
Oh,
final output of that review, and they'll say I like
yeah.
this, and they hit submit.
Awesome.
So
That's very cool.
not only do you get a review on how well you did or what they appreciated, but you also
Yeah.
get a review out of it that you can now post it on different things.
Okay. Love it.
So we'll work
Love
on
that.
that. But we'll leave it
Yep.
there. Got a
Okay.
lot to work on. We're
Yes.
meeting
Thank you for
again.
your time. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. We'll meet again on Saturday. I'm sorry, meet again on Thursday at 11 o'clock.
Thursday. Okay.
All right.
Thursday at 11.
But I'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right.
All
Perfect.
right.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
rest. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care. Yeah.